let's go over what happened last time. As all of you spent the day taking in the first day of the Matron's Day Festival, you participated in all the major events and played through the field games and scored basically in the median of most of the house teams that they are keeping track of. Unfortunately, after a successful win at the log toss, your group did not fare so well first in the archery contest that Sir Galdrick took from your appointed representative, Edric. And then in the pie eating contest, when your collective constitutions failed to find you the victory.
Yep. We tried. It was valiant. A couple of us did pretty good.
During the day, though, you met more locals. You played a bunch of field games. You haven't gone to the festival market yet, but it's open through the whole weekend, so through the end of the 10-day, I mean. And before we find the morning of the next day, Edric. One by one, your allies have gone to rest. It's only so much late as night now as it is early in the morning. And what would you like to do?
I would like to very quietly get out of bed and make my way over to what's the knight's name again?
Sir Corin?
Corin. Yeah, Corin's area.
Alright, go ahead and roll a stealth test. Everyone else can roll awareness, but your rolls are difficult.
And mine, I believe, are easy because I am in darkness. No,
Yeah,
that's
dim
for
light or
sleight of
darkness,
hand.
right? It might just be for sleight of hand, yeah.
I get a +3 bonus to my stealth. There we go.
Okay.
Not that it's easy. I just get a flat bonus. 19.
Alright.
6.
4.
Pate, Seraphina. Or
Is Seraphina
you're
sleeping down here with
heavy
us?
sleepers. Oh, actually, yeah. I think that they gave her a room at the castle, so she
So
wouldn't
I
be sleeping
thought-
here unless she wanted to stay and sleep with you guys at the Longhouse. That's up to her.
Are we making a perception check?
Awareness.
Awareness.
You are attempting to notice him while he is stealthing. Seraphina there. Stella.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you roll?
Oh, I think she would probably be with,
Well, at the castle? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
To her dismay.
At Lambeth Keep.
Yeah.
No, Pate would be with Seraphina then.
Okay. Yep, that's totally true, actually. All right, so the two of them are out of this.
We were not good at it.
Yeah, it seems like everyone is still asleep. Nobody's noticed you as you approach the chest and other items that are laid out on the table near his bed. He appears to be sleeping, and then on the bunk above him is his squire.
I would very carefully, I'm assuming the chest is locked, right?
Yes, it is.
To very carefully pick the lock.
It's going to be a sleight of hand test against a target number of 12.
I have 3 sleight of hands, and I auto pass 1 step higher. So would that be an auto pass?
I believe so.
Oh yeah.
Check real quick. Yep. You have 3 sleight of hand to do auto pass 1 higher. So you pick open the lock and slowly open it. You see a bag of gold inside, along with some extra weapons and extra armor pieces and cloaks, tunics, pants. You also see a leather carrying case that's closed over.
Does that look like it's like a rolled up thing, like it might hold
It
up?
could have something like that in it. It's like
Okay.
a bag that you throw around your shoulder.
Okay, yeah, I'll look through that real quick for this writ of passage.
You pull out some scrolls with various letters. It looks like he's been sending messengers back and forth between him and his family at the capital. Additionally, you see some maps of the surrounding area. It looks like he probably used them to guide them into Lambeth. And you also find his writ of passage.
Awesome. I would like to very carefully look over this entire writ of passage here. Specifically looking at the emblem that was used to, seal the wax.
Sure.
I would like to get a rubbing of it, if possible. Get like another piece of paper and rub it so that I can get a really good imprint of it.
Okay. Make another sleight of hand test for me. You could do sleight of hand or mechanics for this.
Sleight of hand for sure.
This is against a target number of 10, which I think you'd auto pass again.
Of 10? Yeah.
You rub the print into the paper, you fold it and put it away. There's a couple things you're noticing right off the bat. You don't need to roll. One, this wax has been what's the word I'm looking for? It's been turned a very specific color. It's going to be hard to replicate.
That was the next question I was going to ask, was to get what color it is.
Yes. Yeah, so you have the color. It's kind of like a brownish red. But you can tell that you're going to need to mix regular wax with something to make it this color. Additionally, the print is pretty intricate, but you do think you could recreate it. You would need a solid wooden face that you need to carve round and then carve the print into. You feel like it's going to take you a few hours to make it, just like uninterrupted time.
Yeah. Once I get those two things, those are going to be the biggest issues for my forging a writ passage scenario.
You would also need to spend a little bit of time like making notes on everything it says, but you kind of do that during this too.
Yeah, well, I had read from someone that read an article saying that the easiest way to perfectly match somebody's handwriting was to turn it upside down and treat it like a mirror, because then it's not letters that you're trying to copy, it's just shapes. For some reason it makes it easier, so I was probably going to try and have it on me when I was trying to forge it, so I could get the handwriting as...
You're taking it right now?
No, I'm putting it back right now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, nope, I just wanted to get what the emblem was and the color of the die so that I can I scrape off just like a little piece of the wax so that I have a little bit of it, not anything that's like hugely noticeable, but you can take a paint chip to Home Depot.
Yeah. You can definitely do that.
I will very carefully put everything back the way I found it. And then I will go to bed and try to get a couple hours of sleep.
Okay. I'm going to let you... I'm still going to let you take a long rest because it wouldn't have taken you that much time to do all that. It does mean you're not going to be waking up at dawn. And speaking of waking up at dawn, Seraphina, you would know that the morning event, the stag hunt, those that would be participating would usually gather early, like just after dawn. Probably not whole teams are participating. It's probably mainly nobles in the teams. But it is an event where you could score more, essentially, points for your house if you wanted to go. Additionally, you would have known this was coming. So if there's anybody like specific from the Longhouse, or if you wanted everybody to go, then you would have had time to send them message to like wake up early. Corin would do that for you. Additionally, it's not. You would know that it's not like you don't have to go. You can just do the field games and not do that event if you want.
I think she would do the stag hunt, and she would have let everyone else know that they're welcome to join her, but they'd have to get up early.
All right, so
Pate doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, Pate has to go wherever you go. So, look, Pate does not have a will of his own. All right,
Pate would choose to go with her anyway.
Aw, that's sweet.
And that's why
It's good when the slaves don't know they're slaves. It makes them so much easier to
Oh,
control, you know?
Oh no.
All right, so Seraphina and Pate are going on the stag hunt. Would anybody else like to join them, or would others like to sleep in? Okay, Drosophilum is going on the stag hunt.
I am sleeping unless somebody forces me awake.
Okay. Radishan?
I don't think he has any reason to go on the stag hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd probably just be like, no. He would find somewhere and start be like scrawling like magical algorithms and shit like that. Like, just working on his own time.
We see an arrow stick into the trunk of one of the great trees deep in the Whispering Woods. The wood of the tree and its body crack and kind of moan at the pressure of the tip of the arrow. Good try, Cedric. Another knight moves past in front of the three of you. They look like they're from House Digby. And one of them pulls the arrow and looks back at all of you and says, well, good luck finding your stag. We'll be sure to bring back a bigger one. And then he turns and he walks past the trees. The three of you are together. Additionally, your father has lent you, Seraphina, the hounds, which is basically just two big black hounds that are hunting hounds. They can help with retrieving, as well as like chasing or pinning, that kind of thing.
Nice.
Their names. Their names are Trevor and Scruff. And you do know them because they're your dad's hounds and they do like follow your basic directions because they know you.
Give them some pets.
And how would the three of you like to proceed hunting your stag?
Wait, so this is an actual hunt? Like it's it hunting a stag? It's not a stag hunt.
That's correct.
I completely misunderstood this. Where do we start?
So that's since Joseph Willem just walk away at that point. I was like, I've completely misunderstood this.
Shit.
So we're just looking to bring back the biggest one we can?
Yep.
Okay.
Biggest one brought back by a house wins.
And how long do we have?
As long as you want.
Oh, okay.
Most people will probably be done by the midday event because the Knights Melee is like one of the most popular events of the festival.
Gotcha, okay. Well, we have until midday, roughly, to bring back the largest stag we can.
I see. Does it have to be alive? Or dead? Or...
I believe they prefer it to be dead, but
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen someone bring one back alive.
I'm just saying I could probably turn into a really big stag. But if I'd have to be dead, then I don't want to do that.
Yes, I'd rather not kill you if I can avoid it.
only if she can avoid it, Chris. If she can't, well,
These
Sucks
things
to suck.
happen.
Things happen.
I don't have an NPC in this scene. Someone of you got to do something.
I mean, I guess we start by just tracking one, yeah?
Yeah, sure. You could do survival. You could do perception. You could do. I feel like you could also do natural sciences.
I am equally bad at both.
I think Pate's pretty good at one of those.
It is pretty.
I'm pretty good at one of them. Yeah, I'll do a natural sciences check to start looking for stag.
I'll do a perception.
I'll also do.
I'll give
Pate
you.
will-
Sorry, continue.
Pate would also provide Seraphina with an anticipation potion again.
Is that the
So
initiative
+1 to it. +1 to initiative and +1 to dodge rolls until the next long rest.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
I rolled a better one this time.
Nice.
I got a 10 perception.
I got 12.
Okay. Pate?
One moment. And then I think I get yeah, okay. So that is a 14.
Each of you picks up different tracks of deer, elk, and the like. Pate, you pick up what is pretty clearly the tracks of a large stag. You can tell by the way the hoof print is splayed that it's carrying a lot of weight, like it's a big animal. Also by like the width apart in the tracks. Go ahead and make lore. Go ahead and roll lore tests for me as well.
Or
Just Pete? Or all of us?
Any of you could. You actually, yours would be easy. The target number is 8. So for
7.
you, it would be 5.
I got exactly 8.
Hey, nice.
I got a 6.
So, Pate, both you and Drosophilum, from very different sources, have heard stories of a very large white stag that wanders the Whispering Woods. Drosophilum, in particular, you know people, well, your kind, that live in the deepest parts of the Whispering Woods and elsewhere, wherever nature is at its strongest, call this stag the Whispering King. And they believe that it is like the king of basically all the wild animals in this area.
I imagine we wouldn't want to take it out.
I mean, the point of views in this party are very different when it comes to this, right? Like,
Yeah.
Seraphina's people think that like killing this massive stag and bringing it back will bring great honor to their household name. Most of your kind probably would just generally be upset with the sport killing of any animals in these woods.
Yeah.
Because they're part of the ecosystem. That being said, like the stag's going to get eaten at the big dinner also, so it's not like it.
As long as it's not wasted.
Yeah, like you could find it understandable. It just depends on your character. But Pate has definitely found a set of tracks that can be followed, and so have each of you. Although Pate's looks like the biggest prize.
Good work as always, Paint. I think we go after that one.
Yeah, that one looks like the best bet.
Just glad to help, milady.
Seraphina's guards at the keep, by the way, would have equipped each of you with a bow and arrows, unless you like didn't want one.
I didn't want one.
Okay,
I didn't
sure.
see the point I was confused about what was happening.
Drosophilum actually invented the other kind of stag hunt.
I'd put the hounds on the trail of this one.
Okay. All right. So as all of you are navigating the trees, attempting to follow this path, you could go ahead and make perception checks for me. It's against a target number of 9. But because you are using the hounds, it is easy for each of you. Actually, let's make this a shared target number. So it's going to be a target number of 15. But each of you, I'll give each of you a +1 from the hounds.
I got a 6.
Okay.
With the +1, I got a 5.
Oh, with a +1.
Oh.
7. Okay, 12.
With the +1, I got an 8.
All right. So we see these kind of like scenic shots of the 3 of you following these hounds through the trees and the thick brush. Then each of the hounds tense up, freezing, growling softly. Each of you hears large movement, the shifting of underbrush, it being smashed under heavy feet. As you peer through the underbrush into a clearing, you see what appears to be 3 participants. Those that you saw earlier that were laughing and joking as they left you on the ridge from House Digby. They're dead. Scattered in the clearing, a bloody mess like a wild animal attack took them.
Well, now this is horrible. We should be on our guard. Whatever killed them may still be near, but we'll need to inform House Digby as soon as possible.
Do any of them appear like they could still be alive?
No, none of them are moving. When you go to check them, none of them are breathing, but you could make a natural or formal sciences test on this to kind of try to gain more knowledge of the scene.
How long has it been since
Be a
the
tar-
I'll make a natural save.
It'd be like a target number of 9, Jesse.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what'd you ask?
How long has it been since we started? Like, since
We'll
we
say-
would have seen them?
We'll say you saw them like an hour ago.
I got a 12 on natural sciences.
Okay. It looks to you they came across probably a large bear, and attacking it only seemed to make it angry. It's not necessarily completely uncommon. One of them at least got a spear out, which is like going to be your preferred weapon against a bear, but it looks like it got snapped in half.
Okay, we'll relay that to everyone else.
I'm just gonna look around and see if the animal is still around.
You can see a part of the underbrush that's been broken back, leading away, and a trail of blood following that opening.
I'll make eye contact with these two, and I'll kind of point over that way and put a finger to my lips. I'll start slowly moving that way.
All right. As the 3 of you crouch and attempt to stealth into the underbrush to see if you can find the creature that did this, we're going to cut away. Ranishon, tell me about the spot you found yourself in Lambeth and what you're doing there.
I probably would have found a spot like maybe like up higher. So I would have like gone like found like a small hill or ridge over the festival and festival grounds maybe, and yeah, sat myself, found like a log or like a particularly comfy rock or something to like, you know, sit, look at the algorithms and kind of like look over the festival. And he's kind of like he's one to, I don't know, be in nature a little bit more. He's used to being in nature, so he figured that to clear his head and to work on some illusion magic that he's been working on. work out some algorithms on how to make things a little bit more vivid and a little bit more, colorful. Specifically.
Edric, after you come out of the longhouse after finally getting some sleep, you would see, leaned up on one of the walls near the tavern entrance, Galdrick's guard. He smiles, nods his head to you, and then walks inside to get himself some breakfast. And you see past the festival market, which looks like it's getting ready to open up as more people head out to the field games. You see Ranashan sitting on a rock, some queer sparks of light erupting from his lap. How would you like to begin your morning?
First, I think I need to get my payment for the day taken care of. So I'll just walk through the crowd, collecting some money on my way to Ranashan if there are any people along that path.
As you work your way through the outer tables of the tavern where people are eating morning feasts before heading out to the field games, go ahead and make a sleight of hand test for me.
What do I have? Oh, that's not my table.
For the highest possible amount of money, the target number is going to be 18.
18? Okay. Does this count as... Hold on.
Dim light or darkness? No, I don't think so.
I was going to say, in an act of committing a crime against local authorities, or...
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Okay, that lowers it a step for me.
That lowers the highest amount to 15. Would you like to use momentum?
Nah. I got faith. I got 16 because I have a +2.
Nice. By the end of your run through the crowd, as you come out the other side, a little bit closer to the festival market, where you can now see Ranashan is taking notes, trying something, taking notes again. A very strange light show in his lap. You've collected yourself 15 silver swords.
A little bit more, and I won't even have to worry about any thieving tomorrow. I'll walk up to Ranashan. What you working on over there?
Oh, well, my work, distracting those wolves with the rabbit, and my other work with illusions has prompted me to work on something that may help the group. So I'm trying to figure the calculations.
Illusions, huh? Can you change the color of something to look like a different color?
Well, potentially.
How long would something like that last?
I don't know. Let me think about that. It can probably be done. I'm not sure if I can do it. And he'll kind of scratch his forehead. I mean, yeah, I think by the way Illusioncraft goes, I can do that.
What would you like to try to do?
It does only last for a minute, though. So changing the color of something with Illusioncraft.
You could do that.
Yeah, I don't really have something that would do more permanent than a minute, but I can upcast. I can add additional effects to increase the duration of the spell to 10 minutes or an hour.
He can't permanently dye the wax with it.
Not permanently, but
I'm not necessarily as concerned about permanently, so much so as getting it to Galdrick and getting away before he knows.
Sure.
I'm looking at options, essentially.
Yeah, I can probably go up to basically an hour. Or I can also give it an immersive sense of smell, so I can make it smell like that. Even though it already is wax. Nah, I don't have to do that. Color you.
Wait a minute. Did I forget to talk about isn't somebody in this party permanently smelling cheese? Am I crazy?
Not me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I must be thinking of a different session or something. Keep going. Let me pull this open.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure I could do it for an hour. It wouldn't be permanent. What do you want to change colors? Just do you want like a costume or?
Well, I mean, a costume could be good for Our Lady if we ever need that. But I'm just trying to. Since you're the only one here, figured it's good that we all know each other's skills, limits, what we can do, what we can't do.
Yes. Well, I'm self-taught, but I've figured out. I have seen how other practitioners of the arcane have done things like this, and my results have been similar through many trial and errors. But I can do a modicum of things to help you or me or the group. I can attempt to combat other arcane users and make them less effective. Illusion craft, obviously. I've got a lot of knowledge. I've read a lot of books.
You make illusions of people.
I mean, yes, I could. It would be more difficult, more focus, but technically possible.
Interesting. Could always come in handy defensively if they're trying to pick somebody off. You could just create an illusion of them, and they gotta choose which one to shoot.
True. Or multiple.
Even better.
Yes. I think I can make something bigger and smaller. I could have done what that Fae could do with the law. He said he could pick it up and be super strong. I could make someone look like they were a lot bigger than they are too. That is possible. Or smaller, I suppose.
Could you actually make them smaller?
Transmuting the biological processes. That is not a field I have explored too much. I would need to find a few books and read on it first.
Interesting. Maybe I should pick up some of this magic shite at some point.
Well, if you're interested in picking some of it up, I am always looking into getting more too, so I can maybe tell you if it is a fraud, if someone is taking your money, or not.
I might take you up on that at some point, but I feel like now we should focus on getting through the next couple of days.
Yes, the focus should be on the group for those next few days. Is there, you're sneaking around a lot, so you're just stealing coins and making yourself richer, or do you have other motives here?
I mean, primarily getting coins and making myself richer is usually the motive, but if something bigger were to fall into my lap, I certainly wouldn't turn my nose up at it.
Well, sure, thievery, yes, is a thing, but I'm talking about, are you here for other reasons besides our good princess or the group? Is there reasons that, maybe the group should know about if we are to trust you fully?
I mean, if we're being honest, I came here to gamble on this, and then I kind of got caught up in that whole wolf hunting thing, and then got brought in as a member of the group, and none of this has gone according to plan, you know?
Oh, right. Well, all right. Okay,
Here we go. Hit up the market if you. I'll let you work on your spells.
I'm gonna look down at my fingers and be like, I need to get some feeling back in fingers 3 and 5 here, so maybe I'll join you.
The two of you head down to the market as it opens. We cut back to the underbrush deep in the Whispering Woods. As the three of you peek out, you see the mouth of a cave with a trail of blood leading into it.
Well, now going into a bear's cave is one of the stupidest things you can do, but if I didn't, would I be of House Ashmore?
Not if you are also a bear.
I suppose that is true.
That could be arranged. Just saying.
She'll just kind of like put her hands on her hips, look into the cave, then look back at you, then back into the cave. Do you really think that would work?
I mean, if the bear is looking for a friend.
I think the bear is looking for a meal.
Perhaps a friend to share the meal.
Perhaps we take a look inside first. Not too far, but just enough to see if...
Or if you'd prefer, we can make Pate the bear.
As much as Pate would enjoy that, I don't plan on losing my squire today. And not in the stag hunt of all things.
Well, let's see what's happening now.
Maybe in the melee. That'd be a fitting end.
Pate will say, if you must go in there, my lady, at least take this. And he'll pull another stoppered bottle out of his pack and hand it to you.
Ah, yes, more of Pate's finest potions. Thank you, Pate. I'll just drink it. I'm not even going to question it.
It's a fortified body potion, so you increase your health wound threshold by 2 until your next rest.
Excellent, Pate. My body feels quite fortified.
It's not bad. So you guys gonna sneak in there? Is Pate waiting outside?
If he wants to.
Pate would be very definitively taking up the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going very sneaky. Like, we bail as soon as this thing shows its head.
As the three of you stealth into the cave, go ahead and roll stealth tests for me. It's against a target number of 4.
Uh, 6.
Hey.
Seven.
Pate, how'd you do? That is good enough. The three of you stealth into the cave, the light getting dimmer and dimmer until you reach an opening, a mouth that yawns out into a small cavern, where you find the corpse of a large black bear. A parrying dagger shoved into its neck and partway through its jaw and out the cheek.
Well, it seems the poor beast met its end after all.
Sure did. You see off to the side in the corner in the shadows the worn, metal-beaten boots of what appears to be an aged knight. He's heavy-set, clearly. The straps of his armor have seen better days when he was more physically fit. He's leaned up, one of his arms broken at his side, breathing heavily against the rocks. Looks like he was probably dragged by the shoulder connected to that arm back towards the cave. Just barely managed to get his last weapon left shoved into the creature.
I'm going to call Pate over to see what he can do, and I'll go over as well. Does he have any, like, insignias or any defining armor features or anything?
You actually recognize him. You've met him at major events before. His name is Horace Digby. He is the uncle of the current Prince Digby, who you know from childhood.
Okay.
He holds up his other gloved hand. No need to rush. 2 old bears killed each other in a cave. Good enough for me.
Well, not quite good enough for me. I'd like to see you live another day, personally. And I'm sure your family would as well.
Pate, go ahead and make a... You could do a natural or formal sciences test here.
I will do natural sciences.
Target number is 6.
13.
You could use your resource to at least make this guy comfortable, but he's already lost way too much blood for you to save his life. You think he's probably only got a few minutes left.
Healing poultice wouldn't help.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll still do what I can to staunch the blood flow and make him comfortable.
Yeah. You see Pate getting to work, Seraphina, but you can tell at the very least he feels like the outlook is grim, just based upon the way he's working.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch Pate's eye and kind of nod to him. And you said his name is Horace?
Yep.
Horace. I'll take Horace's hand and then put my other hand on his cheek. And I'll say, the bards will sing for many nights about the tale of Horace Digby.
He's gonna chuckle, and he's gonna look past you at the bear, and he's gonna say, "And would you believe it? A female bear."
It's too bad this isn't a bear hunt.
He smiles at you. May not be a stag, but you make damn sure they bring that big bitch back and eat her for me.
Dedicate a leg in your honor.
He'll chuckle. He kind of leans back on the rock, and that squeeze, you feel it just slowly, that grip slips away.
After he's gone, I'll touch my forehead to his, and then I'll take the blade out of the bear, and I'll put it in his hand and put it to his chest.
Sure.
I don't really have a good way of bringing him back.
You don't. But you know that there's rangers in the woods.
Yeah.
That are watching out for the hunting parties.
Yeah, I'll look at Pate and Dross and I'll say, we should keep an eye out for the rangers. Let them know that his body is here. His family will want to know. Should let them know of the others as well.
What is Joseph Philem doing?
Dross would be up, petting the bear.
As you're petting the bear, and Seraphina turns back to you and Pate and starts to kind of lay out next steps. When you cock your head, you notice that there's bits of old wounds all along this bear. In particular, you can see where it's been scarred and gored by the horns of probably a stag. This is a creature that had lived in these woods for quite a while.
You had quite the life, didn't you? Do those look fresh, or are those just old scars?
Old scars, old stories
from
all
living
across
life
this
here.
creature's body, yeah. As all of you step back out of the cave, you hear some voices. And you see the dark, blackened armor and red tabards of House Bloodstone pass by, a big brown buck strewn across their extra horse. Ortho turns and looks down at you at the mouth of the cave. Is everything all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Not quite.
No,
Sorry.
but we did. We were paid a visit by death, at the very least. Poor Horace Digby, as well as a few of his compatriots, seem to have met their end this day.
An old badger, did he trip and fall?
Oh no, he was carried back. He was carried back to a cave by a rather large bear, but he did slay it in the process.
Ortho raises an eyebrow. Interesting. If I see a ranger, I'll send them by. I should say at the very least we should feast on the bear.
That was his dying wish.
A bit gamey, but We can all lend in for a bite.
And it will taste like victory, none the same.
He'll nod. He kind of looks to all of you. And then he looks back to his men and he sends them forward. And as he wheels his horse around and he starts to follow them, he turns back and he smiles at you. Oh, yes. I have heard a rumor that we drew your house in the night's melee. I hope some of your friends can wield a blade. I wouldn't want to embarrass you.
Oh, I have no doubt that they can.
He'll chuckle and then continue to ride.
I have never done that.
Well, there's a first for everything, Joss.
I guess there is.
You're telling me that while I was studying the blade, nobody else in my party was studying the blade? All right. As all of you leave the mouth of the cave behind, you don't immediately run into any rangers, but you do pick back up on some stag trails. Would you like to continue your hunt, or have you stomached all you can of the wilds?
No, we'll stick to it. I'll have the hounds. I'll have Pate look for the. Well, we'll all look for the biggest one still, and then we'll have the hounds go in that direction.
Pate, with the help of the hounds and your direction of them, all of you are able to pick that trail back up, and you continue until you find a clearing, where ahead of all of you, you see a large brown stag. This one, it definitely looks like it's probably even larger than the one that House Bloodstone was dragging back.
Sizable quarry.
You've probably got, I know we haven't really described them much because they just stand around silently, but you've probably got like 3 or 4 guards with you too.
Okay.
So you have like a small crew to take your prize back. But you're going to need a good shot or a couple well-timed shots together if you want to bring this thing down clean, which will affect the pointing of it. Mm-hmm. So how would the 3 of you like to proceed in taking down the stag?
Well, archery is not Seraphina's forte. So she's going to advise that everyone kind of line up shots at the same time. And aim for the legs to bring it down.
Okay. Some of the guards will step up with them. They've got a couple bows. And then, Seraphina, you going to try to take a shot as well?
Yeah.
Pate, are you participating or watching?
Pate isn't terribly skilled with a bow, so he would probably just try to supervise.
Okay. Dros, what are you doing?
How close are we?
It's probably like 50 yards off.
How many range bands would that be?
Let's see. It's like 4 currently. You could try to sneak closer.
What I could do to help is use my protective plants power. Like I'll just run up to a nearby tree and grab one of the leaves and eat it, and I'll cast protective plants.
Okay.
And I can power that up to a 3 and increase my range bands to 4 on it.
Okay.
And that can have me do entangling roots to like hold it in place. So everybody has a non-moving target to hit if it works.
Yeah. You reach down, you touch the ground, and there's this soft rumble in the ground that nobody seems to notice but you. Your Fey instincts, your connection to nature, kind of allowing the blades of grass and the shifting of the dirt to speak to you as these roots kind of subtly reach out of the ground as the three of them fire their arrows and wrap around the bear, making its dodge test difficult. All right, go ahead and make your offense agility roll.
I would like to leverage a couple features if I can.
Sure. Leverage away.
Use adrenaline here?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay, so I'll use that to make this offense check easy.
Okay.
And then if I can use Hemomantic Weapon, I'd like to just have my attack do an extra necrotic damage.
Sure. That works as well.
You wanna eat it after this.
It rolled a 5. Each of your guards rolled a 6. So you see 2 arrows stick into it as it's stuck in place from the entangling roots that most people that are there don't even seem to notice.
Oof.
That hits, actually, because the tie goes to the attacker.
Still bad.
And then you sink one through its eye into its skull as it kind of gasps out a honked last breath, and then it sinks into the wet dirt and grass of the clearing.
Excellent work, everyone.
One of the guards nods. Aye, she's a big one.
She certainly is. We'll be eating well tonight, that's for sure.
They step out and they start to wrap it up, putting it on one of the free horses. As all of you begin to make your way back, we cut to the festival market. Wandering around, you guys have seen, as the town crier said, the booths redeeming festival tickets for prizes, long benches where food vendors are serving out breakfast to those that have come in already, and proprietors who have clearly traveled from all different areas of the 12 kingdoms, selling fine linens, goods, other things that people that normally live in Lambeth and the areas around it wouldn't have access to. And trading and bargaining has begun throughout the market. Is there anything in particular that the two of you are looking for?
I would be looking for a candle maker, probably, or
Sure. You definitely find a
who
candle
works with
maker.
wax.
You find somebody who works with wax. A candle maker, basically, is what they seem to be doing over. Making candles is what they seem to be doing with most of their business.
Yeah.
Branashan, are you looking for anything in particular?
No, I am looking for vendors that seem to be more than just like selling basic goods. Like if anybody has like an extra extravagant shop or extra like security, just like
You're trying to sniff out magical stuff?
Yeah, that too.
Do you have a power for that?
Do I? I don't think I took that yet.
Wow.
Maybe I do. Oh yeah, I do actually. I have magical sight. I am going to turn on magical sight. Actually, I'm gonna like pull a couple pages back, like lick my finger, be like, oh, and then I'll pull out a small piece of what looks like glass, and I'll rub it between my fingers and draw it slightly in my hand. Not enough to cut myself, just draw it slightly in my hand, and my eyes will flash for a second and then go back to normal.
There's a crooked woman with a rolling cart, a cloak that's kind of drab over her shoulders and her hunched back. You can see a malformation and kind of like her spine. She's definitely selling potions that aren't just false promises. Additionally, there's a couple traders here. One who you don't recognize, but you feel this familiarity, like a traveling trader. Maybe somebody you've bumped into once before when you were walking through a different town. He's loudly introducing himself as Sam Plotkins, and he's selling many different goods. Yeah. Especially what he's promising is like the best cabbage stew you've ever had. Who knows if it's true until you try it.
Yeah.
And then past the eel carts, You would also see that there's another man who has set up a tent. He's aged. He looks like if he's not blind, he's nearly there as he's feeling around the goods on his table. He has kind of a strange, crooked smile. And you're definitely detecting some hidden mythos there, some magical energy from the objects he has.
For sure.
As this is happening, and you're starting to walk off in that direction, you reach the candle cart, Edric. You see an aged woman who's still got this vibrancy of life to her as she's peddling these candles away to people, promising different smells and colors and all the like.
I just want to start. I'm assuming she has like a pre-made stock, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to look through and just start looking for the closest match I can find to this wax chip I have.
You find one that's pretty close. It's like a little too orange, though.
A little too orange. You said that it was like a reddish brown.
Yeah.
The one that was on the seal.
Yeah.
So I would need to probably darken it up a little bit.
You need to darken it.
Okay. I'll pick that one up, and then we'll go find essentially just a darker shade of brown.
Okay. Yeah, you find a darker shade of brown.
Okay. And I will take those two up to the lady and buy them.
She chuckles. Oh, good choices, good choices. 2 silver swords.
And we'll hand those over. And then I would like to go look for a wood carver, maybe somewhere where I can buy something that I might be able to repurpose into a royal seal.
Yeah, you're able to find that as well. It costs you like another silver.
Okay. And then could I find some smaller knives or chipping tool for like finer wood crafting work than just like a full-size dagger?
You want like woodworking gear, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
You could get that from him. That's going to cost you 6 silver.
Okay. I will buy that as well because I will need it. And then I will just have to steal more money throughout the day.
As this is happening in Ranishon, you're starting to make your way to those other vendors. You both of you hear the town crier. Hear ye, hear ye! The last stag is in and has been weighed, and the winners of the stag hunt is the team from House Ashmore. And there's some applause and shouts as their stag is raised the highest. And you see, standing on one of the raised wooden platforms, you see the 3 of them. Josephine looking particularly out of place. Like, nobody's cheering him, but he's waving.
Oh, wow. Well done. I kind of say, like, out loud, but to myself.
Are people like cheering? Is there a crowd gathered?
There are some people cheering. Some of the people in the market and stuff. There's a crowd gathered up. Do you want to try to pick some pockets?
Yeah, I'll try and do some real quick pickpocketing here.
Slide a hand test against a target number of 18.
18. So it'd go down to a 15.
Yes.
Okay.
Seraphina, do you want to say anything to the crowd?
I got an 8.
I mean, she would do the whole, like, you know, on behalf of House Ashmore, you know, very proud to be here, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the glory goes to House Ashmore, all that stuff. And then she starts going off on a tangent about some other stag hunt she did years ago where, like, she fought a dragon for some reason, and it just kind of goes from there.
So Pate, she just starts going off. The crowd is, like, awkwardly trying to disperse, but you can tell that she's going to be locked in until someone pulls her out of it.
Pate's gonna wait till she stops for a breath or to think about something for a moment, and then he's going to kind of nudge her and say, "Look, milady, breakfast is ready."
Oh, perfect breakfast. Well, I was just getting to the part about the second dragon, but I suppose it can wait.
How was I to know the dragon had a twin brother? All right. As the three of you step down from the platform, you see your allies moving together at the center of the market. And the prize for that event is a purse. A purse of 50 silver swords.
Wow.
Nice. That one wasn't in tickets.
Oh, yes. Everyone also gets a ticket for that. All right, the three of them get a ticket for that because they actually win. I apologize. But there is also a purse because it's a large event. And there's usually extra prizes for those if you win them. So that would be given directly to you, Seraphina.
Okay.
And then all of you kind of find your way back together amongst the crowd. You've been apart for probably like 3 hours total. And how would all of you like to proceed? Do we have people dropping out of the?
I've gotten dropped a couple of times and had to reconnect.
Jesse just got dropped.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Anyways, I just don't see you on the tabletop simulator list anymore. And how would the five of you like to proceed?
Congratulations on bagging such a big one.
Thank you. It was not an easy endeavor, but it was a good show. Unfortunately, not everyone who participated from other houses made it, but that is the risk you take in the stag hunt, after all.
What happened to them?
Well,
It was a bear.
yes, it was a rather large bear, which the uncle of the Prince of House Digby managed to take out with his last moments. It was quite noble. Speaking of which, where's Bede?
Forgot about Bede.
Did you say the uncle of the prince? Wouldn't that just be the king's brother?
I suppose that's true.
You would see Bede sitting off to the side. He's still completing his notes from the town crier and your victory, recording everything for later.
You're absolutely right about that, Edric, but now that I think about it, every time someone has referred to him, they've called him the uncle of the prince. Not sure why.
It's really strange.
These are strange times we live in, Edric.
Must not have a good relationship with the king.
Perhaps not. I'll admit I don't know how to speak you rather well, but...
Although it's really bad now, I suppose.
Do we know he's the king's brother, or could he be the queen's brother?
I suppose that could be too. Perhaps there's more to House Digby than I thought.
I mean, either way, I feel like either of those two options roll off the tongue smoother than the uncle of the Prince of Digby.
Now that is definitely right. Bede, make sure you get this down.
I got it.
And you put that the bear was very large, right?
Yes. I actually inspected the bear myself. Got a sketch.
Oh,
they brought it back in the cart.
Excellent.
Many will tell the tales of your slaying of the bear.
Oh no, not my slaying, Bede. No, it was Horace.
Oh yes, sorry. Horace's slaying of the bear.
Yes, the large bear.
The large bear.
Right.
The large bear killed by Horace.
Horace, yes. Horace Digby.
The uncle of the
House
Prince of
Digby.
Digby.
The uncle of the Prince of House Digby.
With the assistance of Seraphina Ashmore of House
Well...
Yeah, we
Sure.
just sort of watched him die, actually.
Wow. Well, history
Whose
is on.
final words to Seraphina Ashmore of House Ashmore would go on to shape her leadership down the line.
There we go. I knew we'd get there eventually.
Is it gonna do that?
Shh. Yes, it will.
What were the final words, Juros?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Ask one of them.
I'm not sure I trust either of them.
But you trust him.
You trust me?
Always.
I knew I liked you.
It's
I've
always
not
easy to recognize a brother in spirit.
I've not seen Drosophilum to be a liar yet.
Think that right, Lamahama?
Yet.
Yes, I would have to agree. He has actually proven himself a liar. And about someone else's name. Which is just blasphemous if you ask me.
But you are his grandfather, then. If you just lied about the name.
I'm not. Nope. Look, I found a couple folks in here that might be might be selling some more interesting things, like potentially magical potions that not just what you can make, young one. And I'll point at Pate, and and then I don't know why, but there's this traveler that I hear whispers through the crowds of his cabbage soup is some of the best there ever has been. I could go for a bowl of fresh.
Oh, Mr. Plotkins, yes, it is. It's absolutely delicious. You have to try it.
You know this? Okay, yes.
It's to die for.
I don't know why I'm so drawn to it, but
I felt the same when I first met him.
Can we flash out to the carriage real quick of all of us reading the book and just a disgusted look on V's face at the mention of this cabbage soup?
Sam Plotkins?
And Sam Plotkins, yeah.
Yeah, we flash out.
I wondered if they might see old Sam part of the way through this story.
Yeah, that soup was not good. This bead guy was a liar.
Well, I'm not totally sure that Sam had the best ingredients, you know.
At least he did in Undeath what he did in life. Something to be said for that.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess so.
Getting back to the book, do all of you want to go try Sam Plotkin's soup?
Sure.
I would make a beeline for it, yes.
All right. You find Sam Plotkins. He's short. A lot of people call him half man. He's barely at like 4 feet tall. But he's, his spirit is twice his normal height. And he has his cart laid out with various trade goods. Welcome. We have some fine linens, if you'd like a fancier tunic to wear. And of course, my ma's cabbage soup.
That is what I am here for, Mr. Plotkin.
I thought so. He opens the top of this big, just like ever cooking cabbage soup bowl. And how many bowls are we eating this morning?
One for me.
2 for me, Mr. Plotkins.
Of course. And the rest of you?
I'll have
I'll
one.
just take one.
Yes.
Pate will take one too.
Good. It'll add some color to your cheeks, lad. And he starts to serve it out. As all of you eat the soup, you do find that generally this is like amongst the best cabbage soups you've had if you've had cabbage soup before. It's hearty. It's full of all these vegetables from the gardens and the forest. It's vegetarian, which most people at the time probably wouldn't like, but hey, it's a bonus. And after you finish eating it, each of your characters that has at least one bowl of his cabbage soup increases their health wound threshold by 1 until their next long rest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Double my health
health to go along with it?
Yes, you do.
Sweet. Oh, and how much money did I make stealing in the second attempt? I rolled an 18.
An 18, you picked up another 10 silver swords.
Sweet.
I would pay for everybody's soup, by the way.
Okay, yeah, it was like a copper shield each bowl, so.
Okay.
Or you can just tip him a silver sword.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
He's earned it.
I might have some other things as well if there's anything you were looking for, friends. carried my wares from far to get here, traveling up and down the west-east trade road.
And what is that?
The west-east trade road?
No, the things you have.
Oh, all kinds of things, really. I have some cloaks and some fine linens. I have, I picked up this dagger. It's quite sharp, I'll tell you, so be careful with it, but for some reason I can't get the damn thing clean.
See that?
He sets down next to the linens, this very sharp, somewhat ornate dagger. It doesn't have any gems or anything, but you can tell that the hilt was lovingly worked. The metals and the leathers, and the leather that's like wrapped around the handle and everything, was clearly a lot of time was put into it. And the blade is, in fact, razor sharp, and it's stained red with blood.
All right, can I just kind of pick it up and play around with it, like check its weight, how it feels?
It's a well-balanced weapon.
I'm gonna. Would I have known that you were looking for magic items earlier through some kind of magical site, Ranishon?
I mean, I guess you could have like seen me do something, but I didn't point it out. I didn't.
His
say
eyes
it.
flashed with light, but you were, when that was happening, you were kind of buying the
candles.
Candles.
Okay, that's fair. I'll still look to Ranishon and go, can you tell why he can't get it clean?
It's up for an hour. Magical site's up for an hour. Would I see this as magical?
Yeah, it's definitely enchanted.
Okay. Well, the piece is enchanted. It's not just dirty. It has a touch of the arcane to it.
Interesting.
It feels more otherworldly than arcane.
So I'll say, nope. Sorry, arcane kind of has a. Nah, you wouldn't understand. It's more from beyond. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of stories of like what could be like beyond, like
heaven and hell?
Yes and no. Think more like savage creatures from nightmares.
Ah, yes.
That's what it feels like. That. I don't know anything about it.
Sam will look at Ranishon confused, and then turn and look at you, Edric. Yeah, I don't know about all that. But it's a bloody dagger that's pretty sharp, and I'll sell it to you for 3 silver swords.
You know, based off of what he just told me, I'm a little worried it might be cursed. So how about we do 2 silver swords?
Well, I don't know about all that. He's clearly crazy. I don't have any cursed objects
crazy.
or anything.
I cast a spell.
What do you think? The witches are coming out of the woods, friend.
I mean, it wouldn't be first time.
Make a persuasion check.
I wouldn't call myself a witch.
Target number is 7.
7?
I wasn't calling you a witch. I don't believe in witches, friend. You just look like an old windbag to me.
Oh, wow.
Like
clearly confused.
More.
All right.
6.
Yes, I'm thinking 3 silver swords. I don't believe a word this man's saying. Unfortunately for you, friend.
Does he have another? Does he have another dagger out at all? There's like a non-magical dagger sitting on the.
He's got some like other hunting weapons and stuff. You can probably find a dagger amongst them.
Okay, I'm gonna say, well, actually, then maybe how much for that if you don't? And I'll point at the dagger, like a hunting knife or whatever.
Oh, he'll look down at it and he'll look back at you. Yeah, 3 silver swords.
I'm gonna look back at him and be like, I mean, even if it is cursed, it's much more interesting than this unusual dagger. I mean, it's the same price. I would buy it.
Look, they're just 2 daggers. I don't know what to say to you two.
I'm gonna look back at him, not say anything, and then look back at Edric and be like, could be bad, not totally sure. Could spend some more time with it if you wanted me to.
I'm sorry, Lady Ashmore. I think your friend may have been bucked by a horse yesterday and hit his head.
Oh no, they just have very distinctive tastes.
Yes.
I'm gonna look back at him and like look down at his table, wares and stuff. Is there anything else magical here that's giving off any kind of aura?
Yeah, you are getting an aura of magical energy from one of the cloaks in the stack of cloaks.
Okay.
When you pull back some of the other cloaks to get a better look at it, you notice that it's got this strange brown material, and it's when you look closer, the fabric seems to be like swirling and shifting, like it's made up of some kind of plant-like material.
How much for this cloak? I like how the artwork, seems to move.
Oh yes, I've actually been having a little trouble getting rid of that one. People say it gives them a rash, like rolling around in the grass. I'll give it to you for 2 silver swords.
Well, now you've given me all the leverage. I'll take it for 1, or you can keep trying to hawk it to people who don't know what's going on with it.
All right then, I'll keep trying to hawk it.
That didn't work out how I wanted. I'll take it. 2 silver.
He takes the silver. You're terrible at this, friend.
Nah,
But God bless you. God bless you for trying.
I'll look back at Edric and I'll say I can take more a thorough look at it later once we're not in a crowd if you like.
Sure.
If it is cursed, I wouldn't really as entertaining as it might also be harmful to those around you. So even if it's cursed, we should know.
I'm gonna buy another
Agreed.
bowl of soup.
You gonna buy another 3rd bowl of soup?
Yep.
That one's on me. That one's on me, Miss Asmore.
Hmm.
You have to pay if you want another one, though.
I don't. It was good though.
Thanks. I'll tell my ma you said so. Is there anything else you've been needing?
Nope.
Alright then, get the fuck out of the way. I got more customers.
Both around, does he actually have more customers?
Yeah, there's people waiting around behind you.
Okay.
Like, the market's pretty busy, so.
You're kind of a prick. Let's say to him.
You're kind of weird, and you're filling your friend's head with lies. Strange stories my grandpa would tell me.
I'm gonna stop and look at him.
He was about your age when he went crazy like you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna turn my heel and go back towards you said towards the woman that had the
potions.
and
Sure.
stuff. Yeah. I'm not
He
gonna
storms off towards the lady who's currently trying to sell somebody a cure to their back pain.
I wait patiently in line.
What does everybody else do?
I'm getting paid to try to tell me I'm trying to get paid to figure out the recipe to this cabbage stew.
Can I make a natural sciences roll?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
Look, if Peyton can make this at home, I'm golden.
This is going to take a natural sciences against a target number of 10, and then a study test also against a target number of 6. Alright. That was a natural sciences, I would imagine.
Yeah, so 16, because I have a +4 bonus.
Yep, you sure do. Now, a study test against a target number of 6.
Two.
You don't have an exact recipe. You're going to need time in the kitchens, but you know all the ingredients.
Well, milady, it may take some trial and error, but if you're willing to participate in some experiments...
For the sake of this cabbage stew, Pate, I would do many things.
As you're having this conversation, Ranashan, As you approach the vendor, she smiles at you. Oh, interesting. I sense a magic about you. Though some might think we're crazy.
Like that Sam Plotkins guy. Kind of a steal when you buy 2 magical items off of him, not even know what he has on his table. But you
Truly
obviously
a
do
fool.
You seem to know what you are doing, though.
Oh, yes. I do have some things. Cures for aches and pain of the kind. Or perhaps you are looking for something that has more power to it.
I'm always looking for things that are unique and that I can study.
She'll smile. She pushes ahead the 2 potions you sensed particular magic from. This one. She points to one that's bubbling and crackling with this kind of jumping energy. It almost moves excitedly when your hand brushes past it. This one imbues the one that consumes it with good luck for a time. And this other allows them to change their appearance.
I have been working a little bit on some illusion craft myself, actually. Some of the calculations for bigger and more vivid colors are vexing to me. Also funny that through magic we can give someone good luck. Seems a little bit, not redundant isn't the right word. Almost evolved. Interesting that fate and magic would wind like that.
I suppose. Are you interested?
I am actually. I'm actually both of them. How much would these set me back?
10 silver swords for each.
I've been looking everywhere and I can't figure out how much money I have.
Haven't been tracking your money.
Yeah, I don't know where.
10 silver swords is 1 gold galleon.
Pretty sure I didn't have them like anything. I was like in the forest.
You don't have anything on your dock?
No.
You need to go talk to your rich friends. That's what rich friends are for.
You need to start stealing more.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back to them. I would tell them, unless you guys came along with me, I guess. I don't know if anybody followed me.
But slowly following, talking to Pate about cabbage and stuff.
Okay. I would say. So you'd probably get there and I'd be like, oh, 10 silver pieces. Steep. We are, he'll kind of turn out 2 pockets comically.
That's 10 silver swords for each.
Yes. That's what I meant. No offense. Seems like I can't now, but they are interesting, and I appreciate that there are real practitioners of the arts like you here.
If you're looking to buy some new things, Radishan, I can loan you the money.
Oh, well, lady.
Yeah, we earned a hefty sum from that stag hunt. Take it.
Well done, by the way. That is a feat to have brought down such a large animal. These potions, I have been, taking a peek at the wares in their cellars here, and these couple potions, and I'll point the 2 out to her and say, these could be helpful to you or me or anybody in our little troop if we end up staying together. They are a tad expensive, a gold apiece, basically.
Oh,
but this one is kind of like a good luck charm in potion form. And this one would be, how the illusion craft I've been working on. It's a potion that would do something similar.
Oh, well, if you think they're strong enough to be worth the money, I trust your judgment, Mr. Radishan.
I think I'm going to trust my own illusionary abilities, but I will this liquid luck one. That seems particularly useful.
Yes, that could be useful.
I would attempt to pay you back at some point. I don't have very much on me. I don't have anything on me, actually.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll hand her the silver swords.
So you're just buying the potion of good luck?
Yeah, and he'll watch you push it across, and he'll kind of tap his finger like he has a tick, and be like, "It would be nice to not have to always, rely just on me. Maybe the other one as well. I hate to ask."
Well, I don't see why not. It sounds quite useful.
And I could probably study it. I am trying to. How shall we say? There's a reason I think that you and I know that's brought us together, and I'm trying to maybe bring that out to the group. And so I'm practicing illusion craft. So studying this might actually benefit us as well.
Well, hard to disagree with that. We'll take it. And I'll look at her. I'll hand her the 10.
She hands it over to you with a smile. She snaps up the coins with this lightning fast speed and then goes back to her slow movements. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you say that I sent something on her specifically too? Was there some kind of magic on her?
No, not specifically.
No? Okay.
It seems like most of her other stuff is just cure-all remedies. And
Yeah. Herbal stuff.
Snake oil.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, my lady.
Sorry. Keep going.
I was going to go look at one more booth. Kind of caught my eye near the end, and I'll point all the way past Sam Plotkins again.
Yes. Let's make it quick though. The melee will be starting soon, I believe.
Oh, right. Oh.
You definitely need to make it quick if you want to try to get in some field games for more tickets before the melee.
Okay, yeah, I'll say, well, we can just go take a look. I'm not... Just curious.
Certainly. Oh, you should hold on to those potions, I think.
Oh, yes. I'll gather them. I'll tuck them away in, little pocket in my... I probably have, a satchel.
So. Sure. You have both of them?
Yeah. Cool, yeah, and I will hurriedly pick my way through the crowd and go to the last particularly interesting booth.
As your party heads to that last booth, Drosophilum, you feel something strange drawing you to this booth. A familiar magic amongst this man's many trinkets and objects. Additionally, Ranishan, your magical sight allows you to detect that amongst this guy's many things, there is what looks like an old dented cowbell that is in fact magical. It's sitting next to an old violin. It's sitting next to a what looks like a onyx statue of a cat that is also magical.
Okay.
Additionally, you detect the presence, and then you find, as you're looking through the things, Drosophilum, he finds the object that's also drawing your attention. You recognize it immediately. What all of you see is a crown. It looks like more or less a circlet or a crown. A crown of wrapped roots and branches that seems to illuminate with a soft shimmer. It reminds... well, actually, it doesn't remind any of you of anything because you haven't experienced it before. But Drosophilum, you recognize it. It's shimmering with pixie dust.
That one is quite special.
I'll kind of stop and look back at you with my hand on it. I'm gonna look down and say it's quite bright and figured.
Well, what do you expect from pixie dust?
Oh, is it? Do I pick up hit on Dross's aura at all? Does it match? Could I tell that it matches the same kind of magic?
It is like a natural magic, much like what you've seen, Drosophilum. It feels it feels connected
Yeah,
to
I would
him
say-
quite a bit.
I'd say. I'd like look between you and the crown. I would say, is this yours? Is this something you misplaced ages ago or something? Are you actually very old? It feels like you.
That's not mine. Although it probably look good on me.
It, yes, it does seem to match you.
I think it'd look really good on you too, Joss.
Thank you.
Yes, that too. That's not entirely what I meant, but yes. Oh, hello, sir. I'm gonna turn to the thing. I realized we didn't say hello. Hello.
Yeah. Can I help you?
Oh, well, you know, walking through the market, and I know an interesting booth when I see one, and yours seems to be the most interesting at the moment.
Yeah, that's because it is. Are you interested in buying something?
Yes.
And what were you interested in, friend?
I'm gonna look down at the
Fine
crown
linens,
and my-
perhaps.
Oh, no, I don't need fancy clothes. I'm gonna look down at the crown in my left hand. I'm gonna look back at Dross and I'm gonna say, "How much for the circlet?"
Oh, yes. He smiles. I was given that, believe it or not. He leans into your group by a fae. It holds, great magical powers, if one knows how to use it, of course. That's going to be 5 gold galleons.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
It's a steal. Do it.
Well, I don't have 5 gold galleons, so I cannot do
Oh.
it.
I think you'd have to go to our fair lady.
No, I'm sure 5 gold galleons is nothing to scoff at for most, but for House Ashmore...
Yeah, I'll kind of like I'll set it back down like on the things and start taking a look at the other 2 things, but the other 2 things that are pinging the Onyx cat and the
Sure. Seraphina, are you back?
Yes. Sorry, I was thinking about cabbage again.
They hit the paywall.
Ah.
Yeah.
They're
Found
trying to get this crown that this trader says he got directly from a fae for Drosophilum, but it costs 5 gold galleons.
From a fae. Now that's something you don't see quite often in like elbow draws. 5 gold galleons, you say? Yeah, here you go.
Very
Oh,
well.
how can you be sure that it was a real fae that gave it to you?
He leans in closer. The pointed ears.
Simple enough to do with illusion.
I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Are you interested in that onyx cat?
It has caught my eye, along with I can't remember what's the first.
It's an old violin.
No, you said you took that back. You said something, and you said old violin. And you said no, not the violin. It's actually the onyx cat.
Oh, sorry. The other thing is a cowbell.
Cowbell, right?
More cowbell.
Yeah.
I'll sell both of those. I'll sell both of those to you together. They have, as I'm sure your keen eye is aware, friend, a magical power all their own. For we'll say 5 silver swords. And then he'll look at Seraphina.
Yeah, I'm gonna like put things back down on the table gingerly, like.
If you deem them worth it, Radishan, then I'm more than happy to loan you the money.
I am completely self-taught, so any chance to come across magic that I have not seen is very compelling to me.
Well, that's a good enough reason for me. Here you are.
Wow, you are generous, my lady. I much appreciate that.
She'll just kind of wink at you.
All right.
So how much was that total? It was the 1 gold galleon.
And 5 silver swords.
5 silver swords.
5 gold
Well,
galleons.
5. Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
6 gold galleons. because the
Yeah.
one from the other thing before this, and then 5 silver swords. We get like the aerial sky shot of all of you exiting the festival market and making your way over to the field games. Just briefly before getting started on your field games, Ranashan has had some time to look over everything and study it. And we're going to go through everything that you guys have collected, just in case you want to
I'll recast
inventory them.
I'll recast Magical Sight to be able to use the minute to
Detect.
To basically detect what it is.
So the Potion of Good Luck, when you consume it, you gain the luck power at a strength of 1 for 1 hour.
Ooh.
The Potion of Chameleon, when you consume it, you gain the Alter Appearance power at a strength of 1 for 1 hour. Additionally, what did you guys pick up before that? Oh, the Dagger. The dagger is a light melee weapon with the following properties: thrown and deadly.
Ooh, I'm gonna look up what that one does.
And when you attack with it, you can choose to deal damage with it that's either piercing, slashing, or necrotic.
Ooh.
Okay. The crown. Actually, let's do the crown last. You guys want to know about the cowbell or the onyx cat?
Cowbell.
Cat.
I heard cat the loudest. So, this onyx figurine of a cat softly purrs when you hold it to your ear. While you're holding it, while you're holding the figure up to your mouth, you can make the noise, and it casts the summon spell at a strength of 1, summoning a black cat that uses the house cat stat block. This cat lasts until its summoner takes a long rest or it reaches its wound threshold, in which case it disappears in a puff of smoke and cannot be resummoned for 24 hours. Okay? The Arcane Cowbell. This old dented cowbell still works, ringing loudly when you shake it in your hand. When you shake this cowbell, you can choose to call out the name Daisy. If you do, you cast the summon spell at a strength of 1, summoning a milk cow named Daisy that uses the cow stat block until your next long rest or until it reaches its wound threshold, in which case it moos loudly and dissipates and cannot be resummoned for 24 hours.
Yes.
And I think that's everything you guys picked up.
The cloak.
Crayon and
Oh, yes. The cloak.
The crown.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. The cloak is it's a fake cloak, like the one that your other character has.
Oh, yeah, that does the... Oh, shit. Let me go.
Do you want me to go through it again?
I was saying, or I can just copy it over from my other.
You sure can. Spinning their deed, a creature can cover themselves in this cloak and remain still, allowing the cloak to shift their appearance into that of a tree, boulder, or other natural structure of their size. Creatures that observe a creature obscured by this make a perception test against a target number of 10. On success, they see through the illusion and become suspicious of you anyways. Each time you use the cloak and you drop your disguise by moving or uncovering yourself, you roll a d100, and on a roll of 10 or lower, the cloak shifting becomes violent and its material unwinds, returning to the earth from which it came. The crown. It is a crown of pixie dust. So for free, Joseph Willem, you can choose to shake your head and the crown will shake pixie dust over you, activating the flight power targeting you at a strength of 1 for 1 hour. Okay? Or you can choose to spend your deed to activate the effect by shaking your head. But instead, you grant up to 5 other creatures the flight power at a strength of 1 for 1 hour as well. But when you do that, it permanently loses its magic.
Very cool.
I will drop these in people's inventories on the break.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, you've kind of laid all this stuff out on a table and explained it to everyone. So now is the part where you guys fight over things in character. If you want to. Edric took the knife. So.
Yeah.
Pate would also be interested in studying the potions when there's downtime.
Yeah. I'll point out. I'll say, well, these 2 potions are basically what I told you. This will grant you the ability to use a powerful magical effect called luck, and this is called a chameleon potion. I'm gonna look at Pei, and I'm gonna say, you do things and make your own potions. You and I should study these together.
He'll nod enthusiastically.
Right. These though, he points at the cowbell and the cat, and I'll say, these, Ballo, my raccoon, right? You guys can all see him. I remember the conversation.
You have a raccoon?
Yes, Ballo. We've talked about this. He goes, and he said, "Wow, this cat. If you hold it up to your face and you go like it's purring, you'll summon a cat magically for like an hour. And this one, you take, and I don't know.
I'm gonna do that immediately.
The cat comes out. It purrs and starts to lick your hand.
Well, yep, sure. This one, and I'll hold it out of reach of Dross, and I'll hold up the cowbell, and I'll say, if you shake this and yell Daisy, because I assume is the name of the cow, you summon a cow. You get a cow right here.
Oh, real quick. You were demonstrating shaking the bell, and you shouted out Daisy. Did you accidentally summon Daisy?
Nope, I stopped. I stopped shaking it.
Because that would be pretty funny.
No, I purposely was not. But yeah, so we can summon cats and cows, and I can summon a raccoon.
Well, if we ever need to start a farm, we got a good start to it.
Literally a farm in a box, or, well, in a bag. This, and I'll hold up the cloak, and I'll say, he said it would get itchy, but that's probably only because a fae wore this first. But this can make you disappear in the wilderness. So, like, if you want to be a tree, if you want to get it by, wrap it around yourself and you become a tree. Or a boulder. Or a bush. Or anything else natural that's, like, close to your size.
I would love to have that cloak. I could put that to such good use for the greater good.
Well, I don't necessarily believe all that, but I do believe that your skill set would be the best for this. And the crown, my friend, either you can fly or we can all fly. Pretty cool. It's pretty. Pixie dust is powerful stuff.
Well, I wouldn't want it to break.
Sure. Yeah, I'd probably just make yourself fly.
I can make others fly.
He'll rub his temple, and he'll start packing his hash pipe.
All right.
As we walk. Oh, I'm sorry. I will gather up the things or gather up the things.
The fake cloak was taken by Edric. Okay. And he's keeping the knife, and I added the other thing to Chris's inventory, and you guys can let me know who's holding on to the cat and the milk cow. Well, the cat is out right now.
Currently, I'm holding on to it.
Drosophilum has taken the cat.
Yes.
Milk cow is still up for grabs. How would you all like to proceed? The field games today. The field games we're featuring today include the dagger throwing contest, the drinking contest, the hedge maze, riddle solving, sheep shearing, and tug of war.
Well, I will participate in the dagger throw.
You guys want to watch for moral support, or would anybody else like to participate in the dagger throwing contest?
Nope.
I'll try and throw a dagger.
Perfect.
You got this, Dross.
As the two of you and 10 others step up to the rungs for the first round of the dagger throwing contest, go ahead and make offense agility rolls for me.
Uh, 18.
3.
Okay. 3. All right. Half of the contestants, including Drosophilum, who throws the knife backwards on accident, nearly hitting the proctor.
Winds up.
Oops.
There are 6 left, including you. Go ahead and make another roll for me. Pretty good.
13.
All right, it's just you and one other guy left. You both hit dead center, and you need to try to do it again. He rolled a 12.
I rolled a 3, plus 3 is 6.
Ah, unfortunately, you lose the dagger throwing contest and are not able to collect a ticket. Good try, though.
One slipped.
I'll just kind of nudge you with my elbow as you're walking, like as you come stand back next to us, and I'll say, contests or not, I know you're one of the best at throwing daggers I've ever seen.
Nice. Works hard on it.
Plenty of other games, Edric. Plenty of other games.
Beetle just nod his head. Yeah. It's it's just not everybody. You can't have your best day every day. I'm gonna make you sound real good in the book.
Thanks.
And as your party leaves the dagger throwing contest behind, you have time for a couple more field games before the Knights Melee. Who would like to start? Or who would like to discuss? Characters discuss. What would you would like to do next?
Riddle solving event. I've always been good at riddles.
I think your life is a riddle.
Well, life in general is a riddle, my friend.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
Well made.
I don't think I have any particular interest in competing in any more field games. I'll meet you all at the Knights Melee at midday, and I'll start heading off.
Edric leaves the group behind. Interesting, Bede says. He makes a note.
I think he's still nursing those wounds from the other night. I imagine it's making things quite difficult.
He's lining his own pockets with other people's money.
Oh, well, that makes sense too.
What would the rest of you like to do? You can all quit the field games and just go feast until the Knights Melee if you want.
I would like to do a riddle solving.
Okay. You guys want to head over to the Riddler? As the 4 of you make your way over, he smiles from his soapbox, looking down at all of you. Ah, I see another house team. 3 riddles I'll give you. If all of you can solve all 3, you'll each get a ticket, yes? So then, let's begin with something easy. Are you ready?
Fire away.
He leans down off the box with a smile. The farther you go, the more you take. The more you take, the more you leave behind. Good job, Stella. I'm waiting.
Is that life?
Is that it? Is that your answer, life?
Well,
I was
Well,
more
perhaps.
asking Rona.
Or perhaps time.
the more you leave behind.
I'm pretty sure I know the right answer, but I'm not there.
You sure aren't.
I'm pretty sure. Then I'll look at Lady Ashmore and I'll say that's time makes sense to me.
Or perhaps a breath.
Would you like me to say it to you again?
Sure.
The farther you go, the more you take. The more you take, the more you leave behind.
Steps? Perhaps it's not that simple. I've never been good at riddles. Pate, what do you think?
Footsteps, not a bad idea either.
Pate dead, bro.
Choked on cabbage.
Choked on cabbage. I can see his mic going, but I can't hear him.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not sure, milady. Riddles have never been my strong suit.
Oh, it looks like you're going to lose this contest then, friends.
I think we should say footsteps.
Agreed.
So that's your official guess. Footsteps. That's it! One down. Let's try another. There is a house. One enters it blind and comes out seeing. What is it?
Oops. There we go. You said house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a church?
Could be.
Socratian faith is strong here, is it not?
Churches don't teach you anything.
God, I love this character. I wish I had met Joseph Film when I was 10. Changed the whole course of my life.
It is a house. One enters it blind and comes out seeing. Don't know beyond that. That would be my best guess.
Can't think of anything else it might be.
Right, we'll go with a church, a sanctuary, chapel.
A church, a sanctuary, a chapel? Which one is it?
Could one not be the others?
It could, but I'm asking for one answer, not three. Time to make up your mind.
How about a church?
Wrong, unfortunately. But I'll tell you what. Best 2 out of 3, and I'll give you your tickets anyways. Yes? Deal?
Sure.
Alright. Pay attention now. This one's a little more complicated. Are you ready? Now you see, as I was traveling to Lambeth, I met a man with 7 wives. And each wife had 7 sacks. And each sack had 7 cats. Like that one there. He points at the black cat on Joseph Film's shoulder. And each cat had 7 kits. Kits, cats, sacks, wives. How many were going to Lambeth?
Wives, 7 sacks.
Yes, do a bit of math, friend. Let's see how well educated House Ashmore is.
36.
You said you met the man on the way to Lambeth?
Yes, that's correct.
Was the man on the way to Lambeth, or just you?
No, I guess that's the question now, isn't it?
I think you're on the right track, Squire.
I suppose it could just be the man. So the answer would be 0 in that case.
No, how many were going? Just one.
Well, yes, but he listed kits, cats, sacks, and wives, not men.
Oh, true. I think 0 is the answer.
But he was going to Lambeth.
He is not a kit, sack, kitten, cat, or wife.
Really got to ask yourself
He
who is
a
telling
man.
this story?
He is a man, yes, because he met a man with 7 wives.
He's chuckling now.
Well, maybe.
Well, I will say this. One of you is right, and one of you is wrong.
That narrows it down. But if he met a man going to Lambeth, was he going to Lambeth, or was the man going to Lambeth?
Well, he said,
Are you Sicilian?
As I was going to Lambeth. That's what he said. Implying that him, right there in front of us, was going to Lambeth.
And he fits none of the categories, as I've said. So I think 0 is correct.
There were no categories given. It was just how many were going to Lambeth.
But it was prefaced with kits, cats, sacks, and wives.
Yes, but that wasn't part of the question. That was just information given.
Were you carrying a sack at the time?
He just smiles.
I feel like our answer will be based on whether or not we know there's a comma after wives. Because if it's a period, then the answer is 1, and it was this guy. But if there's a comma, then that would presumably indicate that he's saying out of the kits, cats, sacks, and wives, how many are going to Lambeth, in which case it would be none.
That depends on how good his English is, too.
That is also true. Did he happen to write this down?
No, he didn't. He just said it to you. So just take it like it was said to you. Don't even think about commas and stuff, I would say.
But was he using a Lambeth comma?
Worst kind.
The worst joke I've ever heard in my life. All right, what are you guys going with?
Well, Drossophelum, you're a creature of impulse. No, I trust your judgment here.
I'm gonna double take on Lady.
Joseph Film, do you shout the answer? What do you do?
I will say 0, because that's what Rana wanted.
Unfortunately, that's wrong. You should have believed in yourself, friend. And that's no tickets for all of you. Have a good day.
What's the answer to the second one?
I said. And then he turns to another group. All right, are you ready for your riddles?
Damn.
Was the answer to the second one a lighthouse or a
No.
fortune teller house? Because those were the only 2 things that popped into my mind for it.
Nope, sure wasn't.
No, they're both long shots, but I had to ask.
New eyeball house.
As all of you walk away,
LASIK house.
Or glasses store.
another contest failed. You guys have time. You guys have time for one more field game before the Knights melee. What would you guys like to do? I wouldn't recommend doing the drinking contest before the Knights melee.
Unless you're a drunken monk. And then you
True.
should definitely do the drinking contest.
I need to put like
before the melee.
I need to put like a drunken monk feature in Pugilist.
Yeah, you do. I would
See, the
be
problem
playing that
is
character instantly.
Everyone's just gonna choose that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That would be the second you put that in. I'd be rebuilding the character to incorporate that.
Flaw. You just make it as a flaw with prerequisites. Must have taken Pugilist, the X amount of points in Pugilist.
All right, you guys still have the
Or
drinking
if you take that
contest.
feature, you must have the addicted
Yeah. 100%.
flaw.
You guys still have the drinking contest, the hedge mage, the sheep shearing contest, and tug of war.
The only one Ranashan would be interested in is the hedge maze, only if everybody else was doing it.
Hey, you can use magic to cheat at some of these.
I'll go to a hedge maze with you.
That's disconcerting.
As all of you reach the hedge
Why?
maze, the hedge maze is a solo contest. Anyone that finds their way all the way through gets a ticket, festival ticket, and let's see here. It's 3 skill tests. They're all perception, and they get harder the deeper you get into the hedge maze. So to begin, is everyone participating, other than Edric, who walked away?
Seraphina will sit this one out. She does not want to be discombobulated for
Sure.
melee.
Seraphina is out. Ranashan, you are in.
Definitely push Pate forward, though.
Joseph Phillum, you're in. Pate, you are pushed into it by the person you cannot deny. So I need each of you.
It builds character, Pate. You'll love it.
He'll reluctantly enter the hedge maze.
You know Pate's got like 30 different plant-based allergies. this hedge maze is about to ruin his life.
I'll be at the exit, Pate. Make sure you get to me in time for the melee.
It's like a mom pushing her kid into the playhouse at SeaWorld.
Just
so she could go.
Get back up on stage. Stop crying.
She pushes her into the she pushes her kid into the playhouse at Disneyland so she can walk over to California Adventure and get a drink.
Mama needs a margarita.
Mama needs her margaritas. All right. Perception versus a target number of 6 to start for the 3 of you.
Pate is particularly good at recognizing plants. Is there some way you could use natural sciences to help notice if he's like gone in a circle or something?
I will make all of your tests easy because of how high your natural sciences is.
Which
Works
one was
for
it
me.
again? Perception or awareness?
Perception.
I guess it doesn't matter, actually. It doesn't matter. It's the same for me.
So
8.
each of these are reduced by 3 for you, Pate. 8, all right.
My first one is an 11.
Okay.
Almost as good as I can roll.
All right. As the 3 of you get deeper, it is a perception versus a target number of 9. Up next.
Got a 12.
Okay.
As good as I can roll.
Yeah.
I'm apparently very consistent.
Yep, you got another 10. All right, and to find your way out of the end of the hedge maze, I need each of you to make a perception test versus a target number of 11.
I didn't make the second one.
Oh, Joseph Phillum, just wait a sec.
I got a 9.
Pate, you only needed to pass a 9. What did you get?
I got a 6.
Oof.
I naturally rolled enough to pass a 9 on the first 2 and not the third one.
Seraphina, you find yourself standing at the end of the hedge maze for quite a while. Nobody has come out. Finally, the 3 of them are escorted out by one of the proctors, who shakes his head. Good try, I guess.
Someone animated that bush. I'm
It
sure
was
of it.
very confusing in there.
Right?
I was definitely going in a circle, but there weren't any other turns to take.
Maybe you can make a sport out of that.
The bell rings for the Knights melee.
I'm glad you all had fun, at least. You did have fun, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Perfect. All right, off to the melee.
I mostly followed the cat.
And the 5 of you kind of regroup as you're heading that way. And as you guys are heading to the Knights melee, there will need to be at least a team of 3 from your party in the Knights melee to participate.
Well, I was gonna say, while they were doing that, could I have started trying to carve the
Sure, make a sleight of hand test for me. Target number is 12.
that was really why I left the group to go try and do that. Target number of 12, you said?
Yes.
I think my sleight of... Would this count as against local authorities to make it my sleight of hand test easier?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I do still get...
And you can use a momentum.
I do have an auto pass of 1 step higher, and I have a 3. Still. Does that auto pass by any chance?
Yeah, it does.
Sweet.
So you're set. That was what you were doing, but you've come back to meet up with them, and we're gonna take our 15-minute break.
Yeah, I remember him.
Best friend of
I just wanted to canonically establish the fact that this is indeed an awful place. And as soon as that land went up, it was grabbed up by nepotism. So enjoy.
Who else you want in here with us?
You probably do know Sam Tarley, by the way, because he's your he would be like a cousin of yours, twice removed.
Right. Well, looking at Dross and Renishon, I know neither of you are particularly inclined to swing a sword, but do you feel like you could?
I mean, if I had to. Is magic frowned upon?
Well,
That's
So-
I could participate as well.
Seraphina, you would know that the Knight's melee, everyone in it gets outfitted with a blunted sword, a shield, and some dinky knight's armor. And it's supposed to be like a contest of swordsmanship between two teams. Magic inside of the arena, Seraphina, would definitely be pretty noticeable because there's going to be like a large crowd in these stands. Also, it would definitely be considered cheating. It would probably be easier to get away with magic if you were in the stands, is what I will say.
I'll relay all that. Just say, this contest is not just who can bring down the other first. It's also a show of sorts. So you'll have to be a little bit showy with the blade.
Oh no, I can't do that.
It's going to have to be paid.
I can be very showy, but it won't be with a sword.
Well, perhaps you can provide some support from the stands then. Make sure you cheer loud for Pate. He'll need it. And I'll pat him on the back. Are you wearing armor, Pate? Is this armor?
Right. Just give you a wink and nod as I walk towards the stands.
Ranishon, are you heading to the stands too?
Yeah.
Ranishon just walks away towards the stands, leaving Pate there standing in front of the other two.
Make sure to do your stretches, Pate.
Yes, of course, milady.
I'd like to think we see this from Pate's perspective, looking through the bars of the gate as the three of them step in the armor with the blunted swords and shields, and they're closed behind them, leaving them locked in the arena. The town crier, as he calls for the beginning, the entryway and the crowd to settle down, you would see the king and queen, Seraphina's parents, enter as well. And Seraphina, you would see Ortho step out. He smiles at you. A little preview of our skills for the jousting tournament tomorrow, yes?
Yes, I'm quite interested in seeing how far you've come since I've last seen you.
He'll smile. And you as well. He raises his sword to his shield, and he bangs his shield against the shields of the two men behind him as he starts hyping them up. Seraphina, as you turn to the two that are with you, the town crier is calling for the last of the crowd to sit, getting the bell ringer ready to ring. And is there anything you'd like to say to hype up your team of swordsmen?
Pate, I've known you for a very long time, although you are still very young, so I guess not that long. Edric, I've known you for roughly 2 days. I'd say this is the best team anyone could possibly bring to this melee. What matters is that you swing your blade with intent. Make sure that whatever it is that you do, know that there are many, many eyes on you, many noble houses. You will be swinging your blade not just for yourself and not just for me, but for House Ashmore. Now let's get to it.
Pate will quickly down his other fortified body potion.
I have my hood pulled up, and when she says that everybody's watching me, I'll just pull the hood down lower.
All right, then. Before the bell ringer rings, quickly for the crowd, this is a knight's melee. We want some good, clean action. 3 solid strikes, and you are counted as slain. You move to the side, and you are no longer part of the contest. The team with the last contestant or contestants standing wins. Does everybody understand? Ortho looks up at the town crier, nods his head silently, and then looks back towards your trio, locking eyes with Seraphina.
I'll take him. You two take the others.
How big is the arena?
You can basically get anywhere in this arena with one range band move.
Okay, cool. And when you get knocked out, you stay at the edge of the arena?
Yeah, basically, like it's like an honor system. It's like dodgeball. You're just
Cool. No reason.
You're supposed to move to the edge. Okay. The bell rings. I think that this is definitely considered a combat, Seraphina, for the sake of your adrenaline.
Sure.
And I need your trio to add your initiative. We're going to do initiative a little bit differently. I've been trying something different now that there's another playtest group, and I like to try it with this combat. So initiative is determining which team has a participant or somebody going first. And then we're just going to go back and forth through the trio, okay? Once we've gone back and forth through the trio, I'm going to quickly do some actions with the people in the stands because they might have an effect on this. But the initiative is basically the 2 trios, okay? All right. So what is your guys' total initiative? They have
I have 3.
It has 2.
I have to recalculate mine because we're not all here. Initiative increases by 1 for every ally in the group. So 2.
And don't forget you get 1 from the potion.
Yep, so that's 3. And how is it calculated normally? It's agility?
Finesse or wits, I think.
Okay, they're both bad.
Yeah.
I think I contribute 4 then.
All right. All of you are going first. Who would like to take the first turn in the initiative?
I'll go forward. I feel like they're counting on me to.
Ortho smiles, banging the flat side of his sword against his shield and dropping into a stance. Good. She's mine. Deal with the others.
I'm gonna put up my shield and kind of have my sword pointed at him, and I'll run towards him. At the start of my turn, I'm gonna trigger adrenaline. I'm gonna make the first defense skill test I make this round easy.
Okay.
But I will go in for an attack.
All right. He got a dodge of 8.
Okay, what is my total bonus again? I also got an 8.
Tie goes to the attacker. You score 1 point, striking him with a clean hit. He shrugs back. He switches into a stance. He drops down. He keeps his point angled at you. Lucky hit. That won't happen again.
We'll see about that. Show me what you've got.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely going to take his turn. He steps up, and he moves up, and he swings in at your side. Just as you're shifting, he switches his momentum, and he swings around at the other side. And your dodge test is difficult.
Okay, well, that cancels out the easy from my adrenaline.
It sure does.
And
he got a 6.
I've got +1 from
Yikes.
the drinky drink Pate gave me. My dodge is normally pretty high. Agility. Pate's +1, I got 7.
Yep, you step through the attack, you ring it off the shield, and it does not count as a strike. Pate, Edric, who's up next?
I mean, I guess I should probably go next. I'll run up over to this guy
Sure.
back there, and I'll swing at him with my makeshift sword. Does this count as a light melee
No,
weapon?
it's actually a medium melee weapon, and it's blunted.
So would I have to use brawn?
You sure would.
Oh, good. So I'm not good at these at all.
Nope.
You can't do agility with medium melee.
No, I don't think so.
I'll double check.
I think you can only do it with light.
Shit. 10.
10 hits.
Sweet.
You score a point striking him clean as he's unable to bring his shield up to block your attack. Lucky strike. He moves in to attack you. I need a dodge from you.
I
So he
think
moves
dodge
to
is much better.
counterattack.
Let's see.
So he moves to counterattack. He got a 12.
What good does the shield do? Does that add anything to...
+1 armor. In this situation,
Okay.
it doesn't really help because we're not tracking wounds. We're
Okay.
just tracking hard hits.
7.
7?
Mhm.
He strikes you back for a point. And each of you only has 2 strikes left. Alright, Pate, you're up.
Wait, I thought... oh, you mean each me and him. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Seraphina for a second. I was like, I thought she
No.
blocked.
Yeah, you and him. Alright,
Yeah.
Pate. How are you doing? Don't you have to roll something at the start of a combat? See if you just, like, break in fear. We may have lost Pate. He may not realize he is.
He's role playing.
Role playing. Scared. Jesse, are you there? Alright, this other guy's
He's
gonna go
on
first.
mute.
Yeah, I know. This other guy's gonna go first, and he's going to.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Um,
There we go.
highest threat level in this encounter? I need to know that from the roll.
Yeah. The highest threat level in this encounter is 7.
Yeah. So Pate's afraid. You said one range band of movement will basically cross the arena?
Yep.
Okay. So then I can add half a range band, which is what I have left from being afraid. He'll move up right behind Seraphina. And he's going to use his protect feature. Well, this grants +2 to armor rating. Does that matter right now?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, we can't really attack under the circumstances.
I'll let you add a +2 to her dodge instead in this situation.
Then I will absolutely do that. And don't forget, as long as either of you are within a range band of me, you get a +2 to defense rolls from my Heart of the Party feature.
That's
Nice.
Yeah, what on the defense
So,
roll?
+2.
+2 to any defense roll.
Okay. I still would have failed mine, I think.
Yeah, you would have.
That's good to know for going forward.
Yeah, and so if when I inevitably get taken out of this, just try to stay near that edge of the arena as much as possible.
Whichever edge you go to.
Yeah, I'll try to go to the closest one.
That other knight's gonna move in, see you hide behind her, and he's gonna go ahead and try to strike her. Look at this one, he's hiding. You brought a coward into the arena. And then he swings at you, Seraphina, and he got a 9 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Forget about momentum.
I already rolled.
That hit?
Yeah, it does.
That's a strike to you. You only have 2 left as well. All right, the 2 of you in the stands. You have now seen how it's shaking out so far. The Bloodstone's team is up by 1 hit currently, and it looks like Seraphina may be in a dire situation as she seems to be the only one competent in this style of combat. How would the 2 of you like to try to help out?
She totally told us that because she wants us to cast magic down there, right?
I'm pretty sure it's cheating. We don't want to get her disqualified. We want to give her a chance.
Well, I could just screw over everybody.
Well, I mean, technically that would probably screw over more of them than us. Yeah, there's not like a whole lot I can do. I was gonna try and like pump up the crowd or something. I don't know.
You can do that, or you can try to pump one of them up.
Kate's already about as screwed as possible, if that makes you feel better.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have. I mean, I should have had one of you take that luck potion. I thought about it after we first started the fight, but no, that's power too. That's a spell too. It allows you to cast the spell. Never mind.
Hey, for all you know, they've got people cheating in the stand.
Oh, that's a good idea. Counter surveillance. Can I make a check? Or can I look around the crowd to see if any of them
Sure,
are
make a
like, trying to
perception
help
test.
them? Okay, I do that.
Joseph Phillum, any ideas what you want to do?
Where is the sun in the sky right now?
It's midday. It's directly above all of you.
Directly above, okay.
I got a 9.
It's high noon. What? You got a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually do spot somebody. There's a red-robed figure over here, sitting at the back of these stands, that does appear to be attempting to initiate some kind of spell. You're not sure what it is.
Wait. I'll look at Dross. I'll like grab Dross's arm and I'll point his like shoulder and I'll like square him up to where the person is. Say, there. I think she's trying to cast a spell too. That's as good as permission as we need. I cast a spell.
Sure.
I'm gonna try and cast interrupt and try to counter it.
Okay, sure.
That's cheating, and I'll point across at the other one and cast it.
How does interrupt read?
Making a quick calculation. When it uses a power within 2 range bands. Am I within 2 range bands of this?
You
person?
sure are.
Okay. If the strength of this power is equal to or higher than the spell you are attempting to cast, it is countered. If the strength you use this power at is lower than the power you are attempting to counter, the caster instead reduces the strength of their power by an amount equal to the strength you use this power at.
All right. So what strength are you doing
or-
that? Are you activating the
think-
power at?
I will cast it at the highest possible level I can. 4.
All right. You see this.
strength
You
four.
see this like puff of smoke in their palms, and they're like looking confused, and then looking around in the crowd. You've countered whatever the spell is.
So the additional effect is what I did. So I would have power of 4 because I took the one that you gain knowledge of the targeted power for the next hour. If that spell is cast from a source outside your spellcasting ability, you can temporarily reconstruct its effects, allowing you to cast it with the same source you used to counter it.
Got it. They were casting telekinesis at a
Okay.
strength of 2.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Does that wording just mean it says if the spell is cast from a source outside your spellcasting ability? I mean, it has to be from a different like.
No, I think that wording needs work. Leave a note on that.
Okay. Yeah.
You can cast the telekinesis.
Like you
Okay.
want it regardless of whether it's...
Yes, yeah, that's what it should. It should be like regardless.
Okay.
Of.
I just
Okay.
didn't know if like it was like.
Joseph Phillum, you wanna do anything?
based on wisdom or whatever.
So having him pointed out to me and seeing you counter that effect. It seems to me they lost the right to see the rest of this match. I'm
agree.
gonna cast
for
darkness on top of them.
once.
At a
In the middle of the arena.
Well, not the middle, on
Oh,
just on
yeah,
the guy who was
here.
casting.
Sure. Sure, the clouds build around that area, and then they sink into that part of the wooden arena stands, and you hear people like calling out in surprise as they're shifting away from that area. You see Seraphina's mom and dad sitting from the throne chairs, like looking over, a little confused. And we go back to the melee in the arena. Which one of you three would like to go first? You have the initiative.
Real quick, I just want to point out for you, Matt.
Yes.
I don't actually see in the rules anywhere, what am I trying to say? Which abilities you use for which weapons? Like, there's prerequisites of like agility and brawn, or just agility, or just brawn, but it doesn't actually say what you use for them.
Yeah, I actually looked that up and was going to ask too.
I will make a note of that.
Because medium has the agility and brawn of 1 or higher to be used.
We'll say that you can use agility for medium, as long as you're doing like a one-hand strike.
Cool.
All right, who's up first?
Why don't you go first, Seraphina, because you're getting kind of swarmed.
Sure. All of adrenaline kick in. I'll choose. I'm gonna make. Yeah, I'll just have my first offense skill test be easy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stick to my target.
Ortho brings up his sword and blade, and then he shifts on his feet, attempting to dodge your attack. He got a 5.
Twice.
Yeah.
Take the highest.
Yep, you sure are. Oof. You strike Ortho for a point. I believe that's 2 points against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta save face here. I was gonna like reposition to avoid this guy, but she's at the center of the arena, which is where she prefers.
So instead, she turns to face them both.
Yeah, kinda.
Badass. All right, that guy next to you, he's gonna respond for Ortho, swinging in on you for an attack. Seraphina,
Okay.
get a dodge for you. He got a 6 to hit.
Oh, Pate saved me. I got a 7.
Oh, and then he shifts around as Pate tugs on you, and you dodge to the side. He shifts around and he starts bearing down on Pate. You little insolent.
Look alive, Pate.
Pate cowers behind his shield.
No, really, look alive. Everyone's watching.
All right,
Yes, lady.
Edric, Pate, who's up?
I'll go next. Can I would be able to hit Bloodstone from where I'm at, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I'm just gonna hear him getting hit a second time. Just turn around and hit him in the back with my sword to take him out of the fight.
He got a 11.
I got a 14.
You swing around and you strike Ortho from behind. The third point. He shifts and he looks back at you in anger. It would be from behind from the likes of you. And he will step off the fight.
You ganged up on Seraphina first.
Good work, Edric.
Edric, the man behind you responds by jabbing in on you for hopefully another point.
I'm
Get
hoping
dodge.
not for another
Plus 2.
point.
He rolled an 11.
Okay. I rolled an 11 plus 2, 13.
All right, he dodges. Pate, you're the only one left in the arena who has not taken a turn.
And you saved both me and Seraphina from taking a hit.
Doing my job. I'm not going to bother rolling for cowardice since I can't get high enough. So Pate will continue cowering behind Seraphina and protect her again.
It's only 2 now.
Does the difficulty?
Oh, it's only 2 now?
calculate when there's
Yeah,
less
because
enemies?
he was the 7.
Um,
And he's like not in the combat anymore. That being said, if you just want to roleplay Terrified, I'm fine with it.
Pate's still terrified of that guy, regardless of whether he's actually in the combat or not.
Oh, is he moving out of range of that guy?
Oh yeah. He's moving to the complete opposite end of his 5-foot square or whatever.
Sure. His area of influence.
Yes. He is as far within that area of influence as he can possibly be.
Pate's such a medieval gamer, dude. He's already got the mechanics figured out.
I think I brought him along.
Joseph Phillum, you and Ranishon are in the stands. At this point, the two of you have noticed a second caster appear. And what would the two of you like to do? To either help in the arena or deal with this other cheater in the stand? This other Severus Snape. Sorry, Professor Quirrell. Everyone knows it was Professor Quirrell.
Can I attempt to cast telekinesis on the second guy that we notice? And can I cast it on the guy's, I don't know, belt or something? I want to pull it so that he falls down the arena steps. So there's like,
Sure.
Cool. So,
technically, if you want to be able to manipulate something the size of him, you would need to upcast it.
Can I target something he's wearing to pull his body forward to knock him down?
You can try, but it's not going to work like cleanly, like manipulating an object his size. He's going to get to like roll against it.
Okay, what would I need to be, like, medium?
Yeah, it's pretty high.
I can't hit medium.
Yeah, medium's pretty tough to hit. You got to be a pretty strong caster to hit it.
Okay,
like trip him with something.
I'm also thinking that I can just.
That would be like the equivalent of using the belt. Would be like tripping him with something. It would be like that kind of interaction.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was trying to do. Like just like knock him down so he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying.
I'm letting you know you can. I'm just letting you know that it won't be as clean as the actual telekinesis.
I could also. Could you? Well.
Yeah.
Also, I could probably just launch something out of it. I think that's the other way that this telekinesis spell works.
Well, I mean, that's how I would knock him down, except it would be myself. I'm gonna cast teleport to just appear right in front of this guy.
Okay, sure. Oh. You appear in front of him in the crowd. Ugh! He steps back.
What you doing?
Terrifying.
I'm watching as you engage him in conversation, Ranishon.
Oh well.
This guy seems to have been taken care of by Drosophilum. What would you like to do?
Can I? I'm gonna say. Well, I'll turn back to the comment. The last one of the guys, probably the guy that's on Edric's back, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think I make it easier for him. Yeah. Can I try to manipulate the shield and pull his make him hold his shield up really high so he has a target? Okay. Do you want me to upcast that as shield? For the size of that.
Roll a power. You can do it at 1, but you get to roll a power, and he's gonna roll.
Yeah, I mean I have to anyways. I make a power roll against the athletics roll of the creature holding the object. That is.
He got a 10.
Oh, I got a 9.
Oof.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
You try to wrench it, but it doesn't work. Cutting back down to the arena. The 3 of you are up. You have the first initiative.
Come
on, you idiots. Take one of them down at least. We need a little pride out of this contest. Ortho's kind of urging them on.
As far as the rules for scoring a hit, I guess mechanically, does it have to be an attack? Because what I want to do is shove him out of the way so that he's not next to Pate. But I'm wondering if that could score a point on him if I
only if you did it with the sword.
Okay. You know what I think I'm going to do then? I think I'm going to wheel around and I'm going to use the broadside of the sword to slap the back of his knees to make him buckle.
Okay, sure.
Adrenaline kicks in. I don't think I have anything that's going to help, so I'll choose to move again this turn for free.
Nice, nice.
I'd like to use words of encouragement to make your check easy.
Okay.
Oh. Roll and keep the highest. He got an 8.
I got a 13.
You already beat it. Okay. You wheel around, you score a point, and I'll say that you knock him prone.
Okay.
There's a point here and a point here. Ah, man. I think this guy's going to try to stab Edric in the back. Well, Edric's facing him now. He's going to try to stab Edric in the front. Edric, make a dodge test for me. You got a 5 against you.
I got
Yeah,
14.
that's enough. Yeah, you like just like backstep and he swings wide, kind of wildly. You can tell that they're both getting a little desperate. Who's up next? Edric, Pate.
I'll go real quick, and then I'm going to have to swap my headset out. This battery is telling me it's dying.
Dying. Make an attack.
9 to hit.
You score another point on him.
Hell yeah.
2 on him and 1 on him.
And
Just swap
one
your
on
headset
me.
out. Yep,
Yeah.
and 1 on you.
I'll be right back.
All right, this other guy, he's gonna attack Pate from his knees. Difficult. Pate, make a dodge test for me.
Yes, sir.
Against a target number of 4. Wildly chopping at your ankles. Did you get a 4?
I got a 4.
Oh, he got a point on you. Whack!
Yeah.
He gets swept off his knees, and then this guy's gonna climb back to his feet. I'm taking this little runt down at least. All right, in the stands, Drosophilum, the guy pulls a dagger out in front of you. Get back.
I don't know if I can do this, but can I? So I have beast form. Can I like partially beast form to like try and intimidate him?
Sure, you can do that.
I don't think you want to play this game, and I'm just gonna lift up a hand and start growing claws into like a large bear paw.
Bear paw.
Yeah.
Make an intimidation roll for me. It's against a 5.
No, a 3.
He'll smile at you. Foolish. I've seen this kind of magic before. Ranishon, you can tell that this guy is starting to get aggressive with Drosophilum over on the other side of the arena seats. Also, I totally let you like manipulate one of the weapons in Pate's hand to try to score him a point.
Pate's just out there getting puppet mastered by people in the crowd.
It
Telekinesis
feels a little-
the sword
a
to strike the
little
guy
not
for
great.
him.
I think I'm just gonna try and telekinesis the other guy that just attacked Pate, his shield up.
Okay,
Try and
sure.
make him a good target.
For the record, both of these guys you can tell are a lot stronger than Pate is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying that it's a lot harder to telekinesis their stuff than Pate's stuff.
Yeah, but they could also just block Pate's attack.
True. They would roll a dodge, probably against your power. All right. Well, either way, he got a
okay,
4
Okay. Yeah, I'll do power versus them then. I'll do
versus
Pate.
Pate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do Pate.
Pate, you feel
Yeah.
your sword being pulled on. Do you want to resist it? You have no idea what's happening. It feels like it's like swinging at your enemy.
I think he's just kind of white knuckling it at this point, so he's going to hold on through dear life.
Okay. All right. Make a power test
I got a
versus guys.
15.
A 15. Seraphina, as you look back, you see Pate raise his sword to the sky and strike this guy for a point.
You know that
He
part?
looks terrified.
The part in Stardust where he she voodoos his hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Attaboy, Pate. I knew you had it in you.
Back down to the arena.
Oh! I'll put my hands up I didn't expect that to work.
Back down to the arena. Which one of the three of you is up?
Is this a new round?
Sure is.
Cool. It's just holding his sword at arm's length and giving it a look.
Okay, so Pate's definitely not going first. Which one of you is it?
Why don't you go, Seraphina?
Sure. Adrenaline. I get an extra free ability.
Nice.
It's good. It's great. I'm just gonna go in for a hit on this guy while he's watching Pate watch Pate's sword.
Was this guy still prone, or had he gotten back up already?
He got back up after his
Okay.
attacks, but he's about to be taken down, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
That is a 10 to hit.
You strike your third point, and he has to step off to the side.
Good job, Pate.
Alright, this last guy's going to try to hit Edric again. Edric, dodge.
4.
4. He hits you. That's a second point on you.
Yep.
Is that including
I'm
your plus
gonna-
2?
Yeah, I rolled 2 1s on my
Okay,
10 and
just
my
checking.
8. Yeah, it was as bad as I could do.
Alright, Edric, you ready to try to finish this?
Yep, and try and finish him off. 11.
And the night's melee ends with House Ashmore on a perfect run. Victors against House Bloodstone.
I will make it a point to hold Pate's arm and Edric's arm up, so that everyone can revel in their glory.
As the crowd starts to cheer Drosophilum, he slips the knife back into his cloak. I'll be seeing you again. And he turns to walk out of the stands.
Can I do something else as he's walking away?
Sure, what do you want to do?
I would like to cast teleport again, but on him,
Okay.
and put him into the center of the arena,
Okay.
if I succeed.
What is it, verse?
Unwilling creature makes a willpower against my power.
Got it. He got a 9.
Can I momentum this?
Everyone cool with him spending momentum?
Go for it, man.
To try to
Why
embarrass
not?
this guy?
Why not?
Alright, you get the higher. Roll twice. It's already higher. He falls on his ass in the middle of the arena. Ortho rolls
I'll
his
just-
eyes as the crowd jeers.
What's he doing out there? It's only supposed to be 3. I'm just gonna try and get this side of the crowd starting to boo him.
They start to boo.
Did you force
Like,
him to teleport him?
He just force
I did.
teleported that guy.
Oh yeah.
It's the
Like
first
that
force
was-
teleport of
Right.
the system. Used to prank a guy. We see after the match is over, we see Ortho walking up to your party, a strong showing, and he offers a handshake to you, Seraphina.
Yeah, I'll return it. Excellent fight by all.
He'll nod his head and say, and then he'll kind of like pull you in for like kind of like the family hug,
Mhm.
and as he does, he'll whisper to you, "Should we meet in the tourney tomorrow? I'll be looking for vengeance. I hope you understand."
And I'll be looking for a second win.
He'll just chuckle. "Oh my god, I just blew up your stuff. I'm so sorry."
Everything's ruined.
He'll just chuckle, and he'll turn to walk away. And you all have some time before the Great Cheese Chase that ends the day. What would all of you like to do?
Sorry, my lady, for using magic, but we didn't want you guys undermanned in there.
You had no idea he was using magic until he said something.
Oh, you were using magic?
Rana, you
Pate
were
had-
cheating?
I'm gonna look at you.
Pate had gingerly set his sword down and been like inching away from it before you said that.
I would say, well, yes, I saw some red cloaked figures muttering incantations, and I stopped it.
Ah, I should have known the Bloodstone family would have hired some knights, or not hired, would have used magic to augment this fight. Well, I thank you for trying to. Oops. Just
Yep, I got
disconnected.
fucking booted.
Oh no!
Yeah, I did too.
No, I did too. I fucking dude. I don't know why this shit keeps crashing. Go ahead, continue.
Well, I thank you at the very least for trying to keep the melee at an even playing field. And then I'll-
yes, that is all I was doing.
And
And we
I'll-
would have fought that outside of the fight if we needed to.
I'll look to the guy that Dross teleported. I'll just say, but a little extra doesn't hurt either.
I'm gonna look at Dross and be like, well done.
Yes, quite a show. I'm certainly glad to call the both of you friends.
Only
Sorry,
doing
we could
my
not-
civic duty.
You certainly
Could
make
not
a
be
good
quite
team.
as helpful. Although, Pate, you can pick up your sword. That was also me.
Oh, okay. I with all this talk of cursed weaponry, I was worried.
That is a fair assumption and a good cautionary tale. But no, you looked like you needed a little bit of help.
Oh, he was quite
I-
helpful. I actually find that Pate's presence on the battlefield is somewhat comforting. It's quite odd considering he's significantly younger than me and a lot worse at combat, no offense, Pate. But there's just something about knowing that he's there, and even if he is running away and hiding behind trees and rocks and such, I know that he's got my back in the ways that matter.
It's starting to feel like it's you fight harder because you're trying to protect like a scared little puppy dog.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Glad I could help.
Don't worry, Pate. Don't ever doubt your own ability. There's a reason I have you as my squire and not anyone else.
Yes, of course. I would never doubt your judgment, milady.
And someday you'll become an incredible knight, or an alchemist, or perhaps a dung sweeper, whatever it is you set your mind to.
Don't
I
sell
didn't
your
know
stuff.
Dung Sweeper was on your option list. I think he's one of the other ones if I were you, Pate.
Yes, well, I'd rather prefer that myself.
Don't sell your short, young man. Don't think I haven't seen the elixirs that you've been giving our good lady.
Oh well, I find some odds and ends and mix them together. Anyone could do it.
You are adept at it. Oh, speaking of which, tonight, before you go back to the castle in the longhouse, we should look into these potions.
Oh yes, of course.
If you don't mind, my lady.
Oh, of course.
All right, it's back up. Did you guys want to participate in any more field games for day 2?
Sheep shearing.
There are no field games in day 3, so this is your last chance to get tickets.
I'll shear a sheep.
Sheep shearing.
You'll shear a sheep. There's 6 stalls where the sheeps are sheared. You guys can kind of enter individually against NPCs, so you don't have to compete against each other for tickets, if you would so choose. For the sheep shearing... Sorry, what?
Pate will try to shear a sheep.
So for the sheep shearing, it begins with an athletics. That is to essentially, or you could do animal handling. That's essentially to catch the creature. And then another animal handling or sleight of hand to actually shear it as quickly as possible, quicker than the other contestants. And we're looking for a clean shear here. All right.
By animal handling, do you perhaps mean insight?
Oh, I apologize. Yes, insight.
Okay. Cool.
Can I use persuasion and just talk to the sheep instead?
Yeah, you can. If you can
Beautiful.
speak with animals, obviously.
I'm gonna go for the
You
same
can just use
same
persuasion.
trick I did with the pig and just try to get it to just kind of be friendly towards it and get it to come to me.
All right, your first target number is 8. Don't forget you have momentum. And that is for the insight or athletics. Or, yeah, insight or athletics.
Oh, I got an 8.
Ooh, nice, nice.
All right, buddy, you're going to be nice and gentle, and I'm just going to take a little bit off the top.
Pate. Poor Pate. Pate steps out of his stall covered in mud. Not worth it. The other 2 of you succeeded?
I got 11.
Perfect. All right, so now it is a insight, persuasion if you can speak with animals, or sleight of hand, versus target number of 11.
Nope.
Just stay just like that. Nope, that's a 10.
Should have used momentum. No tickets from the sheep shearing. Terrible sheep shearers. You know, I have to say, in all the years that I have run a festival full of games, I think that this is the worst I've ever had a group do overall.
Yeah,
It's kind of
does
crazy.
feel like
We
that.
aim to please.
We did really well on day 1, though.
Yeah, you did. I think I'm just
Day 2
used to you
was
guys
rough.
doing overwhelmingly well. All right, there is still the drinking contest and tug of war.
A drinking contest sounds great
So-
before a great cheese chase.
Some would argue that it's actually
Agreed.
the drinking contest enhances the Great Cheese Chase, because if you do fall and get hurt, which 99% of people do, you won't be able to feel it as much because you'll be drunk already.
It's a cheese chase chaser after the drinking contest.
Do all of you know what a cheese chase is?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Just roll a big wheel of cheese and try to catch it.
So basically, what's
on
going
a
to
very
happen
steep
is,
hill.
yeah, they're going to find the steepest hill in this valley, and they're going to roll a full-size cheese wheel down it, and whoever catches it before it hits the bottom wins. So, like, 99% of people are going to fall and hurt themselves repeatedly. Is pretty much what happens in these cheese chases. Like, those of you that have seen them before would be aware of this.
Yes. They're great. You should YouTube some of them if you haven't watched them before.
Yeah, I'll post
they're
some.
magnificent.
I'll post some in the chat because it's a real thing. So, but for now, it seems like you guys want to skip the tug of war and do the drinking contest, and then hit the Great Cheese Chase.
Yeah.
All right, drinking contest. It works like the pie eating contest. It is a constitution-based test. Each drink all of you consume adds to the total for your team. The winning team, each participant gets a ticket for each participant. Are all of you ready to begin?
Don't think Serafina would participate. She does not want to gamble with a hangover tomorrow.
I was going to say, Edric's not participating in any of the field games this afternoon. he's going off to try to further his foraging.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand test for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seraphina does not participate, and Edric leaves as well. Just the three of you?
I'll participate. If not, just get a free drink.
Pate?
Sure.
Do it.
You're good at alchemy.
Seraphina, you see Pate sit down to participate in the drink.
Oh, I'm going to cheer Pate on the whole time. I'm
All
going to
right.
be his heart at the
He
party.
needs it after the day he's had.
Yes.
Completing the first drink takes a target number of 0. Your team has 3 drinks drank
We're good.
so far. The second drink is a target number of 3.
I'm rolling physical dice because I
6.
can't get back in. I can't find a server.
I can try to invite you. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
6 for Pate.
7.
All right. That is 6 drinks total. Completing the third drink is a contest of 6.
hey, got a 6.
All right.
3.
3 and 8. Okay, Pate unfortunately is not able to finish his third drink. Pate, how do you tap out?
Pate, like, looks a little woozy and stands up and knocks over his chair and sort of stumbles back over to Seraphina.
Good try.
Yeah, excellent work, Pate.
Pate, you are drunk for the remainder of the night until you take a long rest. The two of you, are you ready for your fourth drink? It is against a target number of 9. About half the teams are still in it. Don't forget about momentum.
I'm not going to use momentum for this. I'm just going to get drunk.
Oof.
I can't hit that.
5.
Oh. Unfortunately, 3 of your members are completely plastered until their next long rest. But that is the only good thing. You didn't get any tickets, sorry.
The good news is that 3 of us are plastered until the next long rest.
That's correct.
Exactly right.
And as Drosophilum says that to the party, we cut to the sun getting ready to sink out of the rim of the sky. And with the last light of the early evening, we will begin the cheese chase. Any and all may participate. The winner who manages to catch and stop the cheese will get, of course, the yearly prize. He holds up an emblem on a leather cord, like a necklace. The Cheese Chaser's pendant. And 1 free full wheel of cheese from the new tavern keep owner, Sam Tarley. Sam Tarley, everybody. And a bunch of people kind of quietly cheer, awkwardly cheer. Smash cut to the decomposing corpse hanging in the courtyard. Smash cut back.
I am not quiet about my drink. I will hold up the beer I took with me from the drinking contest. Yeah!
And who all is participating in the Great Cheese Chase?
Yeah.
Drake, did you come back for it?
Yeah, I came back to do.
What did you get on your sleight of hand test?
14.
Okay, you have a stamp prepared. You're gonna need time and a heating source to mix the wax next.
I also realized I should get some paper that looks like what it was written on, and
We'll say you
some
collected some
stuff
of
to
that
write
already.
with. Okay.
All right. Sorry, how many of you are participating in the Great Cheese Chase?
Me.
I am.
Ranishon's not drunk enough.
Too drunk. He knows that he's going to get hurt.
Seraphina?
Like, fuck that.
No, she's not going to risk getting hurt. She's like all in on the joust. She needs to be in perfect form.
Gotta get that luck potion. Pate, How's drunk Pate feeling about chasing a big ass wheel of cheese?
Ross, such an instigator.
Do it.
He's
What if
So, Philip, do you want to try to convince Pate to do it?
Edric's gonna help.
I feel like it would be a waste of your gumption,
Uninhibitedness.
your uninhibitedness. Think of the cheese, man. Think of the cheese.
Think of how great you will feel serving that lovely wheel of cheese to Lady Seraphina in the morning for breakfast.
You're gonna fall down and break something, more than likely.
I can fix it if you do that.
He's just a crazy old man. Don't listen to him.
Yep.
He thinks he has a raccoon following him around.
He's right fucking there. He's gonna point to the wrong shoulder. I mean, this one. Sorry, don't point to the other one. That you guys can't see him, but he's definitely on one of them.
When he points to that other one, it moves over to the other side, so he still seems crazy.
Stay at one place.
Pate just kind of cocks his head at him. So we chase the cheese.
Yes. They're
Oh,
gonna
that's
release the
it?
cheese, and you just run down and catch it. That's all you gotta do.
You just gotta get there first, and before it hits the bottom of the hill.
And there are no swords or anything,
No,
or
Nope.
hooves or bleeding.
no.
not unless you want it, Pate?
It is just cheese.
If you think it's a good idea.
It is a wonderful idea.
It's one of the best ideas I think I've ever heard, Pate.
He'll look a little unconvinced, but follow you anyway.
That's the spirit.
As
Let's
all
catch
of
that
you,
cheese.
as all of you line up at the top of the hill, they roll up this big wheel of cheese, and the town crier lifts a hand. And with that, chase the cheese! And they release it down the hill. As it rockets down the hill, the crowd starts to stumble and fall. People immediately tumbling over their heads. As the race begins, I need all the participants to make athletics or acrobatics versus a target number of 4. Alright.
9.
6.
All right. Continuing down the hill as more people begin to fall and all of you are trying to stay upright, another athletics or acrobatics against a target number of 7. Don't forget about momentum.
Oh, 6.
4.
Dude, it's 9:30 already. I don't know why you're worried. I'm going to do something with it.
The fact that you're
Alright.
saying something is what's worrying me at night.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. What everybody get?
4.
6.
5.
8? All of you wipe out on the second stretch, unable to collect the cheese, as you see what looks like one of the guards from House Bloodstone collecting it at the bottom.
The ever elusive cheese.
Didn't I fake kill that guy earlier today?
He holds up the cheese, and all the Bloodstone representatives and people who traveled here cheer loudly.
Wish I was close enough to manipulate that cheese to hit himself in the face with it.
They don't deserve that cheese.
The crowd
That's out.
slowly disperses back towards Lambeth as you guys hear the evening feasting begin. And all of you make your way there for dinner. How would all of you like to spend the rest of your night?
Merry and gay.
It's fine with me.
I'm going over a very intricate plan in Ranashan's ear about how we can infiltrate and steal the cheese wheel.
You know, I'm kind of on board for this. I couldn't chase the cheese, but maybe I can make the cheese come to us. You know?
It's
With this
definitely
plan.
something we should do.
Yeah.
It's foolproof.
Is my
And luckily, none of us are drunk.
well, I was drunk. Now I'm just tired, and still maybe a little drunk.
I'm trying to get Pate to eat foods
Cheese
he
sounds
normally
good.
doesn't eat because he's super drunk.
Give us an example.
Let's say there's like a vegetable or something like asparagus that he's always been like, no, absolutely not. But now I'm like, oh, look how tasty it is. Like putting a whole plate of it in front of him.
Pate, you drunkenly have a plate of asparagus placed in front of you. Sounds awful. By the way.
Is there bread on the table? Can we have like
Yeah, there's like bread and stuff.
You can make it into a sandwich, and I'll like rip pieces of bread apart and like put them on top of the asparagus for him.
You know, I once met the Earl of Sandwich.
What?
Oh yes, that's where the name comes from.
Do tell.
Yeah, she'll launch into the story about how she was on this journey through the Arctic wilderness, and she came upon a castle, the Castle of Sandwich, and met the Earl and had afternoon tea and sandwiches with him. And he wanted to. He asked his chefs to make him something that he could eat with one hand while he played cards with the other hand.
And as Serafina drones on and on into the night, we eventually kind of get this panning camera from Lambeth Keep, where she has gone to rest, and Pate snores loudly and drunkenly from the side chamber, down to the longhouse, where we see most of you sleeping, along with Corin and his men, resting for what will be a jousting tournament that will last most of the next day and cap off of the Matron's Day festival before the Great Feast. And then just briefly, in a little hovel, off to the edge, rolling hills separating it from the long houses, a light flickers as we see Edric mixing together wax. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Can I do something?
Sure, what'd you like to do?
I would like to utilize my uncontrollable visions feature, and I would like to delve into these visions as part of my long rest.
Okay. That is where we will open the next session.
Yeah. So specifically, the part I want to use, because you choose one of the three parts, and one of them is search for details. So when you look through your vision, you search for details and clues that can help you learn more about its purpose. Your narrator provides you with a new clue from your vision, one that requires further investigation and seems intrinsically connected to the events happening around you. When you finish searching your vision for clues, your senses are left enhanced, making study and perception rolls easy until your next long rest.
Nice.
All right. And that is what we will pick up with next time we play on the 9th. Great session, everybody.
Yeah, shit.
Good times.